Get 25% off #1 rated Behr interior paint, plus stains, primers, and waterproofers.
At the Home Depot, you can do it, we can help.
It's fresh, it's soothing, it's like a tropical vacation.
All power with no shift shock. The next Nissan Maxima with CVT, part of the next generation of Nissan thinking.
ESPN Full Circle brings you Florida State, Miami. Get the game from every angle. Touchdown! On ESPN, catch the great ACC rivalry that always seems to carry national title implications. While ESPN2 has close-ups of legendary Coach Bowden, the QBs, and more. And ESPNU and ESPN 360 have the Skycam, plus commentary from ESPN Radio's Colin Cowherd. ESPN Full Circle, Florida State, Miami, presented by Dish Network, Monday at 8.
Live Tuesday, September 12th, America, are you ready to do it? With Emmett Smith, Monique Coleman, Jerry Springer, Vivica A. Fox, Joey Lawrence, Sarah Evans, Mario Lopez, Harry Hamlin, Shayna Mokler, Tucker Carlson, and Willa Ford. Let's do it. Dancing with the Stars 2-hour premiere, Tuesday, September 12th, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
About to begin the second quarter of play here from Heinz Field. The Pitt Panthers, quarterbacked by that youngster, Tyler Palko, leading the Virginia Cavaliers 7-3. One of Tyler's jobs is to find another premier receiver, which Pitt has had no problem over the years. 8 of the last 9 years, they've led the Big East in yards per game. The most latest graduate, Greg Lee, back in 04 and 05. And who's going to replace him? Look at that list.
Yeah, that's quite impressive. There's some football players there. Guys are still playing today in the National Football League. A little bit different in this offense, so they got to find a go-to guy, but they're going to spread the ball around to a bunch of different players.
So far, Derek Kinder's been on the receiving end. The guy that Dave Wanstead likes a lot is O'Derrick Turner, number 88. Palko going underneath the screenplay wide open. They're going to let LaRod Stevens-Howlings make a play with his feet. Boy, oh boy, is this kid exciting. Nate Lyles finally knocks him out of bounds for Virginia. Stevens-Howling putting on a show.
The Cavaliers bring 5, blitz both outside linebackers off the corner. Stephen Howlings ducks one of the blitzers, sneaks out in the flat. He's got 2 big linemen in front of him, hides behind him, shifts to the outside, and boy, 3rd and long, they convert by getting the ball to this explosive player, Stephen Howlings. He is phenomenal in open space. You see him dodging blocks, following his lineman, again showing good patience. A guy with that kind of speed, and then fighting his way to the ends outside of the lane.
26-yard gain, a lot of those after the catch. And you have to believe that last play, Palko called it an audible at the line of scrimmage. This time they give the ball to Stevens-Howling. Jermaine Dias there to stop. Pittsburgh leading the statistical battle, obviously on the ground with Stevens-Howling and also passing, and it's all about balance.
Yeah, I tell you what, in Pittsburgh so far in the first quarter, 12 rushes, 8 passes. That's exactly what Dave Wanstead and Matt Kavanaugh are looking for out of Tyler Palko in this Pittsburgh offense.
2nd down and 9. Give us to Conridge Collins, number 30. His first action of the night. A sophomore from Miami of Florida. His dad, Tony Collins, who played for the Patriots and also Miami Dolphins.
And Conridge Collins is their fullback. They think he do well in space. He's more of the runner of the two. And then Yezovic is kind of the hammer that like to be the lead blocker.
Collins goes back to the sidelines. And Stevens-Howling back in the game at tailback. 4 wide receivers for Pittsburgh. Biukis, the man in motion, the tight end. He's going to come out of the backfield as sort of a fullback. Palko almost intercepted. intercepted. The ball bounces off of Cavaliers' hands, off of Tony Franklin's hands, and Marcel Pestano grabs it for Pittsburgh. So an unusual completion for 12 yards, but it counts just the same.
Talk about Palco managing the football and taking care of. Boy, he forces one into coverage. And Pestano focuses on the football, fights through the tip ball, makes a catch, gets both feet in. And what a job of concentration. Defenders on both sides of him, keeps his eye on the ball, takes a hit, secures the catch. Whew, what a big play for Pittsburgh.
Indeed. 1st and 10 now. Pitt operating from their 20. Palco flushed out of the pocket and gains positive yardage of gain of 5 before inside linebacker Antonio Appleby from Virginia Beach, Virginia, makes the stop.
That time Virginia decides only to rush 3. Good job of protecting the quarterback by that Pitt offensive line. They double team Chris Long on the outside, give him plenty of time. No one uncovers deep. Palco does a smart thing, runs with the football, gets what he can, and picks up some good yardage.
9th play of this drive, 2nd down and 6. Pitt inside, just inside the Virginia 15-yard line. And Palco will call timeout and head to the sideline and talk to his offensive coordinator, former Pittsburgh great Matt Cavanaugh.
Like you said, quarterback of that national championship team. They'll be honored at halftime here today, paying tribute to some of the great players and great time in Pitt football history.
And let's join Mike Hall at this time in the studio for another Sports Center U in-game update. Michael.
Fellas, another play you don't see every day. Bowling Green, Wisconsin. Tom Luganbill, the only 2 guys that rush, and Jonathan Casillas is one of them, and it works!
I'll tell you what, Bowling Green better start playing with 12 men.
Wisconsin's up 14-7. Brett Bielema's debut as head coach going okay so far.
All right, thanks, Mike. The Mid-American Conference taking something of a beating this weekend as they step up in class and play a lot of Big Ten teams. We saw Northwestern's victory over Miami of Ohio. Akron gave Penn State a tussle for a while before the Nittany Lions finally prevailed, and obviously Wisconsin having their way so far against Bowling Green. ESPN Full Circle brings you number 11 Florida State taking on number 12 Miami from every angle on ESPN. Catch the great ACC rivalry. They always seem to carry national title implications, while ESPN2 has close-ups of legendary Coach Bowden, the QBs, and more. ESPNU and ESPN 360 have the Skycam Plus commentary from Colin Cowherd. ESPN Full Circle, number 11 Florida State versus number 12 Miami, presented by Dish Network, Monday at 8 Eastern. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. 2nd and 6 Panthers. Palco calling and maybe changing signals at the line of scrimmage. We've got Palco looking to throw, flag on the play. He wasn't looking to take that hit. Marcus Hamilton. First time we've called his name tonight, but we'll call it a lot more.
Some confusion by the Pitt Panthers on offense. Who was in motion, what the formation was.
Illegal shift. 2 players in motion without getting set. 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. Repeat 2nd down.
And it was Derek Kinder going in motion and Stephen Howlings shifting up in the backfield. You can tell right away. And it's surprising, after a timeout, you should know what you're doing. So you'll see Stephen Howlings move a little bit. And Kinder go in motion. And that's what the official called. After a timeout, that should not happen. That's why they called in the first place. Palco saw something he didn't like, call a timeout, regroup, make sure everyone knows what they're doing.
2nd down and 11.
Please reset the game clock to 12 minutes, 15 seconds. 12-1-5.
Tom McCreesh, the head referee for tonight's game. They're resetting the clock at 12 minutes and 15 seconds here in the 2nd quarter. 2nd down 11 for Pittsburgh. Palco and company go back to work here. The draw play to Stevens Howling. And he finds a little bit of running room inside. Nice job of blocking up front by Villani and Simonitis, John Cooper and Antonio Appleby inside. Tough to run sometimes against those linebackers in that 34 alignment.
Yeah, and so they try to run their kind of wrap-around draw. You see Palco go around Stephen Howlings, tuck the ball back in front of him. Howlings heads up the middle. Not a lot of room in those creases. Chris Long tries to throw an arm at him, but one thing that Stephen Howlings showed us so far, he's not going down with an arm tackle.
Third down, Pittsburgh. And a flag on the play. And another procedure penalty against the Panthers, and what was an impressive drive has been bogged down now by penalties. And
number 88.
Not the kind of thing that Dave wants to.
After the center touched the ball. 5 yards, repeat the down.
It'll be interesting to see how Palco and the Pitt Panthers respond to this right now. Last year, you know, they kind of beat themselves a lot of times, and it's one of the things they're really trying to get over. And then when something bad happens, how do you respond to it? This year they've talked about responding to things much better way than they did a year before.
And a lot of it is, you know, just being familiar with Dave Wanstead's system and being familiar with what his coaching staff wants and demands from his players. Steve Biukas, the man in motion, the tight end way out to the left. Palco looking across the middle. But Derek Turner, number 88, had a step on his man, but the ball slightly overthrown.
Boy, he had a shot up the seam on the post route to Derek Turner. See Palco drop back, fake the draw outside. He knows what he's got. He just let him a little bit too much towards the other safety. He had a window to get that ball there, just couldn't quite complete that pass. Derek Turner in the back of the end zone.
We talked about David, who's going to replace Greg Lee. That man just may do it. 38-yard field goal attempt now by Connor Lee. And it is good. A 39-yard field goal, the first of his career for Connor Lee. Pittsburgh leads.
So, long weekend coming up. You doing anything?
Yeah. Heading over to Home Depot. We're going to paint the living room. You?
Me too. And we're going to buy a new refrigerator.
We're going to paint, buy a new fridge, and rebuild our deck.
And...
oh, please.
Start your long weekend at the Home Depot. Right now, get no payments, no interest for 12 months store-wide when you use your Home Depot consumer credit card. Plus, get 10% off appliances.
The Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
Do you like brain teasers? I got a good one for you. It's called How Do You Stop, number 85. Take your time. I know it's a tough one. Madden NFL 2007. Rated E for everyone. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Thursday, September 21st.
Whose panties are on the bulletin board?
The new season begins on a new night.
Do women have two sets of panties?
Mama. You have a choice to make. I know you're under pressure. Take all the time you need.
The season premiere of Grey's Anatomy on its new night, Thursday, September 21st, only on ABC.
Spending limit? Who cares?
Not us, cause them ain't on credit codes.
Sure ain't.
Them motorcycles was expensive and fast.
And loud.
Oh yeah, them bikes be like wah.
No, like.
They went like wah. Sound good cause they free. Shoot. Yeah, shoot.
Citi Identity Theft Solutions. Talk to a real person to help get your life back. Free when you get a Citi credit card or Citibank account.
Heinz Field, Pittsburgh with a 10-3 lead over Virginia. 11:09 to go here in the second quarter of play. We talked about the number of Pitt players, especially at wide receiver, who have gone on to make big names for themselves in the NFL. How about the Virginia Cavalier alums like Tiki Barber?
Yeah, he's turned out to be pretty good.
How about his brother, Rondé, with Tampa Bay? And the Raiders, Aaron Brooks. And a guy I had a chance to watch a lot last year who gained over 1,300 yards for the Chicago Bears, Thomas Jones, their starting running back. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. We'll tell you more about that in a moment. Adam Gressel to kick off for Pittsburgh. Michael Johnson and Cedric Pierman back deep for the Cavaliers. Johnson fields it at his 7-yard line. Out across the 20 to the 25, and he's finally snowed under.
That's number 2.
Sam Bryant, number 46, a gain of 20 yards. And look at this list.
Wow, 37 former Cavaliers on NFL rosters. You forget just how many players this program's produced.
2 of them toil right here at Heinz Field. Heath Miller, the fine tight end, and inside linebacker James Ferrier, both great players.
Yeah, Patrick Kearney, boy, he's been doing a great job for the Atlanta Falcons for a while now, that defensive end spot.
What is it, something like 37 guys in the national?
37 guys.
So Virginia now on the attack. Jason Snelling, the ball carrier for the Cavaliers. It is the college debut of Christian Olsen, number 11, the quarterback for Virginia tonight. Trying to do what Marcus Hagans did as quarterback a year ago, and that was get the Cavaliers into a bowl game, their 4th consecutive one. If they're going to go to a 5th, Christian Olsen is going to have to lead the way offensively.
Illegal substitution. 12 men broke the huddle. 5 yards previous spot. Still second down.
12 men in the huddle. Broke the huddle. Officials.
First penalty of the night on the Cavaliers, and that's why this team has done so well. Al Groh, and this has to come from his days as a professional head coach with the Jets. He is a stickler for detail.
Discipline, that's right. Attention to detail, what's going on here, knowing the situation.
Please
and
reset
substitution is something I'm sure he'll remind his coaching staff about.
18 seconds.
You know, talk about filling big shoes, and guys have gone on to the pros. To Brickashaw Ferguson playing left tackle now for the New York Jets. It's Eugene Monroe that's got to fill those shoes at left tackle.
He's the man in charge of protecting Olsen's backside. He throws it in Monroe's direction. Number Andrew Pierman, the receiver on the play there. Darrell Rivas, the tackler.
We talk about Darrell Rivas, his ability to cover. Not only can he cover, but he's a great open field tackler. See him break down, shuffle, make the hit, make the tackle in the open field. That's why the NFL scouts are drooling over this young man.
3-year starter. He's got a little pedigree. His uncle Sean Gilbert, an NFL great. On 3rd down, Olsen again has to roll to his left this time. Finds Michael Johnson, but for a very short gain until Johnson turns it into a little bit more. Doug Fulmer, freshman from Syracuse, New York, and Kennard Cox finally knock him out of bounds, and Virginia will have to punt. Chris Gold coming on to do the honors for Al Groh and his Virginia Cavaliers. And Rivas will be back deep for the Panthers.
Rivas averaged 11.6 yards of return last year, 1 touchdown. So that's another skill that he has that really helps his team out.
A 79-yarder for the score versus Cincinnati. And Pitt plays the Bearcats next week. This one's short. Rolling around inside the Pittsburgh 30-yard line before it is finally down. A 38-yard punt by Chris Gold. So far, one of the offensive stars for the Panthers, that man, the little big man, 5'7" Lerod Stevens-Howling.
Stevens-Howling, he is, I tell you what, he hides behind those linemen, keeps those legs driving, breaking tackles time after time. You see his shuffle, you see his moves, everything goes north and south. He's always gaining yardage. Sometimes when you talk about scat backs, they start going sideways too much. Then you see him, his ability as a receiver in the open field, following his linemen on the screen.
Mark Yezovic in at fullback, operating out of the I formation, play action, fake, man wide open. It's the big play guy we were talking about, Derek Turner, number 88. He can stretch the field 72 yards. Tyler Palko to Derek Turner. Woo!
Wow, what a throw, perfect timing. Derek Turner is the guy they've been hoping would step up to become their deep threat. He's 6'3", 200 pounds, just a freshman. Great size, just like his father, Odessa.
And David, watch what sets this up.
It's play action pass. It's a fake to Stevens-Howling. Palko goes over the top, puts just enough air on it. Derek Turner lays out the arms, beats everyone over the top, and heads in the end zone for a touchdown.
Connor Lee on to attempt the extra point. It is up. It is good. And with 8:45 remaining here in the second quarter, the Pitt Panthers take a 17-3 lead, courtesy of this 72-yard touchdown pass, Palko to Turner.
All power with no shift shock. The next Nissan Maxima with CVT, part of the next generation of Nissan thinking.
The classic white wall. It's clean. It's contemporary. It says we can't pick the right color.
That's what it says?
You can't hear that?
The Home Depot is the perfect place to find the perfect colors for your home. Now through Labor Day, get 25% off #1 rated Behr interior paint, plus stains, primers, and waterproofers.
At the Home Depot, you can do it, we can help.
It's fresh, it's soothing. It's like a tropical vacation.
ESPN Full Circle brings you Florida State, Miami. Get the game from every angle. Touchdown! On ESPN, catch the great ACC rivalry that always seems to carry national title implications. While ESPN2 has close-ups of legendary Coach Bowden, the QBs, and more. And ESPNU and ESPN 360 have the Skycam, plus commentary from ESPN Radio's Colin Cowherd. ESPN Full Circle, Florida State, Miami. Presented by Dish Network. Monday at 8.
ESPNU College Football Primetime presented by Citi, and Pittsburgh has taken a 17-3 lead over Virginia. Tyler Palko, 72 yards up top to Derek Turner.
How about those stats? 2 for 92, 1 touchdown.
Derek's dad, Odessa Turner. He played opposite Jerry Rice with the 49ers.
I remember him well. He was a big-bodied guy, too. Very physical wide receiver.
Turner, a track star in high school, and both track and field, a 6'4" high jumper. Gressel's kick taken by Johnson at the 2-yard line. Out across the 20, just across the 20, tackled by Adam Gunn, number 8, a gain of 20-yard lines. And let's go back to the touchdown and what set it up, David Diaz-Infante.
Yeah, it's Stevens-Howling. His ability to run the football sets up the play-action pass. When you have balance, you run the football, your play-action pass becomes much more effective, gets those safeties up the field, and you'll see the play-action pass. Everyone thinks, of course, Stevens-Howling has the football, but he doesn't. It's play-action pass. They get over the top of the safeties. They bite on it. And sure enough, Derek Turner is over the top of him, in for the touchdown.
So UVA up against it here in the first half with 8:30 remaining. Christian Olsen hands off to Cedric Pierman, who is in the game now for Jason Snelling. 205-pounder from sophomore from Gladys, Virginia.
And Virginia's just got get a little something going here. They're down 17-3. No time to panic. Just establish that running game. Get your quarterback some confidence, and some of those wide receivers as well.
Total yards, and obviously a lot of them came on that last touchdown pass to Turner. But Pitt doing a great job on all their drives tonight, and Virginia having trouble coming up with the big play. This time to pitch to Michael Johnson. He's a scat back. Tackled by Darrell Rivas.
Rivas and HB Blades in on that plan. They talked about improving their speed defensively, the Pitt Panthers did, and I think they're accomplishing it. They're starting to move guys that were linebackers, move them up on the line of scrimmage, build up their bodies a little bit. It's going to take a couple years to get there, but they like the direction they're heading in. And right now, it's been pretty darn effective against the Cavaliers.
Virginia facing a 3rd and 5. Santee, the man in motion. Christian Olsen with a nice read.
Olsen's pass complete, the screen of 37, Cedric Pierman.
Cedric Pierman gets the first down for the Cavaliers, a gain of 15, and give Christian Olsen credit for setting that all up. He had a man in his face.
Yeah, Clinton Session came on the blitz. Pierman slips the blitzer, opens up in the flat. They got the right call on at the right time. Christian Olsen dumps him the ball. He's able to pick up some good yardage on the screen in the open field.
1st and 10 Cavaliers. Olsen this time going to Pierman. In his tailback position, he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Clint Session. This trio of linebackers that Pittsburgh possesses, David, very, very impressive.
And part of the speed they're talking about. You see Clint Sessions trailing the ball down the backside, making the tackle. Tommy Campbell, the young sophomore, they moved from strong safety to weak side linebacker. He runs a 4.440. Was a 10.65 100-meter guy in high school.
State sprint champion in Aliquippa, Pennsylvania.
And that's flying there, and there's Session right there. Again, you saw him on the blitz before. They're very active, and of course they're led by All-American HB Blades.
He's the man in the middle. 2nd and 11 for the Cavaliers. This time they try to draw play. Clint Session in his face.
Woo! And there's Clint Session once again on the blitz. They talk about being active up front. Hey, we're not going to sit in that 4-man front. We're going to move. We're going to slant. We're going to bring pressure. This time it's number 17, Clint Session, and he nails Cedric Pierman just as he grabs a handoff.
So that sets up a 3rd and 18 for the Cavaliers, and the Pitt players on the field coercing the crowd to step up the volume, pump up the volume a little bit, and they have.
Christian Olsen, first-time starter, see how he handles this situation.
Shot clock, game clock at 2 seconds there, play clock I should say. Olsen gets it off, had a man, tight end Tom Santee open down the left sidelines, just overthrows him, and so the Cavaliers faced with another 4th down situation.
Christian Olsen drops back. He feels the pressure, slides up in the pocket, and I think that affected his throw a little bit. You see him shift up forward, hurries the throw a little bit, had the tight end open along the sideline, over the corner in front of the safety, overthrew the football. That's a result of pressure on the quarterback.
Chris Gould back to punt for Virginia. Darrell Rivas back to return for Pittsburgh. And that one was partially blocked, and we've got a flag on the play. It may be roughing the kicker. Gould went down hard. Elijah Fields, number 23. Looks to be the man guilty of the infraction.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. On the defense. 15 yards on line of scrimmage. Automatic first down.
They create the down and distance by pressure. They go for the juggler, go for the block. And it's Elijah Fields coming up the middle, misses the ball, and just runs into the kicker. There's no reason for that. You don't hit the ball, avoid it. He wasn't even laying out. If you leave your feet sometimes, you got to pick a spot in front of that punter.
I guarantee.
Stay off of him. That's a costly penalty. You worked so hard to put him in that position. Don't beat yourself. Don't give them another opportunity. You got a young quarterback on his heels. You've been pressuring him. You force him to punt again. Now you give him one more possession, another opportunity to try and build some confidence.
And during the course of a 3-hour practice in college, I guarantee you they're practicing that about 10 minutes on special teams work. So Virginia has new life. Cedric Pierman getting knocked out of bounds by Clint Session. We have called his number a lot tonight. You know, after Pittsburgh got beat at the final game of the season last year, 45-13, Dave Wanstadt was asked by a reporter just walking off the field, what do we need to do to get better? And he said, just get faster, and that's what he's recruited for.
And he learned that from Jimmy Johnson back in the old days. He's the one that first made speed in vogue. Hey, I'll take a guy that was a running back or defensive back, turn him into a linebacker. The guy's a linebacker, I'm going to turn him into a defensive lineman. Speed kills in football.
Something that Jimmy Johnson did way back in the days when he was at the University of Miami. Squeak flanker screen. Out to Andrew Pierman. Tackled by Revis. He is definitely a next-level guy. Tommy Campbell there as well.
Yeah, and you talk about speed. You saw how these two guys rallied from the zone. The key to zone defense is reading the eyes of the quarterback and flying to the football. And speed right there took over. Tommy Campbell and Revis all over the back in the flat. 3rd and long again.
9th play of this Virginia drive, aided by that roughing the kicker penalty. 3rd down, 7. Christian Olsen back to pass. They're going to wave this one off. Another flag on the play. Looks like Zach Stair, number 76.
Prior to the snap. False start. Number 76 of the offense. 5 yards
Prematurely
from the line of
moved.
scrimmage.
You can see the frustration on Christian Olsen throwing his head back. Oh my gosh. Why do we keep shooting ourselves in the foot?
Yeah, and pressure creates all sorts of things. You got a young quarterback, some young offensive linemen, and the Pittsburgh Panthers show blitz, and it gets the offensive linemen jumping. They know pressure's coming. It's 3rd and long, and sure enough, Zach Stair jumps a little early.
So another 3rd and long, this time 3rd and 12. Session. Olsen steps up, looking for Fontel Mines, number 84, overthrown. On the coverage, we've Darrell Revis, but he is down right now.
Revis broke on the football. It's a good thing that Olsen was high and hot with that delivery, with that pass attempt, because Revis had broken on the football and would have taken that one for 6 the other way. Might have fallen down after he jumped up in the air, and it's the nephew of ex-Pitt defensive lineman Sean Gilbert, longtime NFL defensive lineman. And you see Olsen under pressure once again, delivers the ball high. Yeah. And there's Revis tipping the ball.
And he just came down awkward on his right ankle.
I don't know if it's his ankle or his calf, but hopefully he's all right. He's a big part of their secondary. They move him all over the field. They just don't play left and right corner. They put him wherever they need to put him because they have so much confidence in his coverage skills.
So as he sits down on the sidelines, we'll try to get word as to his condition as soon as possible. Reggie Carter, number 21, coming into the game now. Also, as Derek Kinder now back deep in Revis's punt return position. Gold was rushed again. Ball down inside the 15-yard line. That's where Pittsburgh will start its next drive. But the Pitt defense and their quickness have played havoc with what Virginia is trying to do on offense. Pitt goes on the attack next.
Spending limit? Who cares?
Not us. 'cause them ain't no credit codes.
Sure ain't.
Them motorcycles was expensive and fast.
And loud.
Oh, yeah. Them bikes be like, wah.
No, like.
They went like, wah. Sound good 'cause they free. Shoot. Yeah, shoot.
Citi Identity Theft Solutions. Talk to a real person to help get your life back. Free when you get a Citi credit card or Citibank account.
So I get football 24/7 with Dish Network.
24/7. Come on, man, you gotta feel it.
I feel it. No, you have got to feel it. All right.
You're getting games every night of the week.
Okay.
It's about half the price of digital cable.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, wait a minute. Let's get the lawnmower.
Get football 24/7 and games every night of the week. Just $24.99 a month for 10 months. Dish Network. Better TV for all.
DR Power Equipment provides professional solutions to common homeowner problems. For example, how would you mow an overgrown slope like this? Well, the easy solution is with our new self-propelled DR trimmer mower. This machine has a 6.75 horsepower electric starting engine, is guaranteed not to tangle, and has self-propelled wheels that carry it up hills. Our new DR powers over rough terrain, allowing you to transform your property like you've always dreamed. So if you've got rough, hilly areas to mow, let me send you our free DR trimmer mower catalog and video.
Call today, 1-800-459-9900, to learn how you can test the new self-propelled DR trimmer mower for 6 months risk-free. There's no obligation, but you must call now. 1-800-459-9900. Online at drtrimmers.com.
DR is professional power for homeowners.
Mike Collin, our Sports Center U studios, joined with the lovely Tom Luganville. Let's check in on Florida and Southern Miss. Chris Leak to Jamal Cornelius for 29 yards.
One of his finest throws of the game. This is where he's at his best, timing and rhythm and dropping it in the basket.
21-7 Florida in the third. Mike and David in Pittsburgh. By the way, we got a top 5 team that is losing. We'll have more of that at halftime.
All right, Mike. Tom, we're looking forward to it. I've never heard the adjective lovely used with Tom Luganville. Those two guys are starting to worry me.
They're getting close, aren't they?
The Rod Stephen Howling, tackled by John Cooper in that last play. He has been the workhorse tonight for the Pitt Panthers.
And that's part of the story of this ball game too, is Stevens Howling running the football on first down, picking up 5 yards, 2nd and 5. Matt Cavanaugh loves that. 15 rushes, 52 yards.
Sets up everything that you're trying to do offensively. This time they pitch it to the left. Howling with the high step there, but Virginia all over that play. Nate Lyles, the first to reach him. Junior out of Chicago, Illinois.
Pitt Panthers pull a couple offensive linemen to give him LaRod some help on the outside, and Marcus Hamilton came knifing out, took out 2 of the blockers. But Stevens Howling able still to pick up positive yardage.
3rd down, 6. At the 18.
Pittsburgh 4 of 7 on 3rd down conversions tonight. Palco looking at the Virginia defense and calling that draw play to Stevens Howling, and he may have picked up the first down. He has. Marcus Hamilton stops him.
Boy, I am so impressed with Stevens Howling. They run the draw to him, create some space against that 3-4 front. And Stevens Howling.
Now he's down right now.
Down on the ground, but you see him take the ball up the field. See, there's that front right there. Stevens Howling comes up the field, breaks to the outside. Boy, watch him fight for that first down.
Pittsburgh with
That's
one
effort.
Yeah, it is. And one starts to wonder, at just 175 pounds, he's carried the ball over 10 times tonight, that's for sure.
Well, you know, that's the question mark. How durable can he be for a guy that size? But Dave Wannstedt believes he can be. Talked about him being a wrestler. Looks like he kind of, his ankle or cleat grabbed the turf as he was going down. And obviously he's in a little bit of pain, but talked about, hey, this kid's, you know, he's a wrestler. He's a tough kid. We like him. The real question is, how many carries can he handle in a ball game at 175 pounds?
Well, as he's being assisted to the sidelines, you can see his numbers tonight: 17 carries for 58 yards and the 2 receptions. He's been impressive, to be sure. But he comes out now, and he'll be replaced by Shane Brooks, number 26, as we look at it another time.
Yeah, watch his right ankle right about here on this second step. You see it right there. His ankle kind of caves in a little bit on the inside. He's got it spatted. Hopefully that limited the damage to the right ankle. He's limping a little bit. See if it's something he can walk off.
2 minutes, just over 2 minutes remaining here in the first half of play. Pittsburgh with a 17-3 lead. 3 wide receivers to the left. They throw that screen, a little razzle-dazzle that did not fool Virginia. Kinder, the receiver, Marcus Hamilton all over it. We've talked a lot about Revis tonight.
3 offensive linemen inside behind the quarterback. They've got 3 players out to the right, 3 players out to the left, trying to fool the Cavaliers with offensive formation that I don't think I've ever seen before.
Well, you're not going to fool
Cavaliers up
that,
to the
youngster.
challenge, yeah.
We've talked a lot about Pittsburgh's Revis. Marcus Hamilton, almost as equal as a defensive back as a corner. He came up with the last-second interception last year versus Minnesota in the bowl game, Music City Bowl, to give Virginia a 37-34 win. Shane Brooks gets the carry. Jeffrey Fitzgerald on the stop for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, Shane Brooks in for Stevens Howling, and he's a guy that showed up in the spring game, had 13 rushes, 92 yards, and Dave Wannstedt talked about yards after contact when he talked about Brooks. He goes, that's what I love about this guy, is he pushes the pile forward. The ball moves forward. When he's hit on contact, he has a way of gaining that extra yardage, and that's big.
Well, he's 50 pounds heavier than Stevens Howling, so the Virginia defenders will have to adjust to that, that's for sure. 3rd down, 7, Pittsburgh. Palco looking. He's got a man open. Oh, what a super catch by Darryl Strong, the junior tight end from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And that was right on the money.
Falco put that ball into coverage.
Maybe a little bit behind him.
Just used that big body and those long arms to make that catch over the defender. You'll see Palco drop straight back. He knows where he's going. He's looking down Strong. He throws it to the defensive back's backside. He doesn't see the ball, and Strong makes the catch.
Gain of 26. This time it's picked off by the man who got beat on that last play, Nate Lyles. He's looking to take it to the house. Finally knocked out of bounds by Palco. A 48-yard interception return.
Boy, the first mistake by Palco, him and the receiver not on the same page. And there's Strong breaking inside. Palco thinks he's breaking outside. And Nate Lyles there to intercept the ball. Watch Palco lay a lick on him on the sidelines. You know he was mad at the result of that play. And there's no way he's going to let Nate Lyles go untouched, out of bounds, or into the end zone. That's great hustle. That's what they love about this guy. He's a PA guy. He's tough.
Snelling, the ball carrier, Jason Snelling. Tackled by Horatio Benedict Blades. Timeout, Virginia. You know, one of the things that Dave Wannstedt was worried about tonight was, he said, on our pass,
Virginia, that's their
in the
first
passing game, we've got to watch the outside corners and safeties of Virginia because they jump on routes real quick, and that looks like exactly what happened there.
Yeah, when you've got some inexperienced players around the experienced quarterback, there you saw was a breakdown in communication and mental error. Now the real question is, how's the team going to respond?
Well, coming up on halftime on SportsCenter U with Mike Hall and Tom Luganville, top 25 teams tango. Who needs Vince? And Big Ten dominance. Just ahead on SportsCenter U. Big momentum swing for the Virginia Cavaliers after that interception by Nate Lyles. Now can they capitalize?
Yeah, and you talk about Virginia. They needed something good to happen. Find themselves still down 17-3. Now, it's one thing to create turnovers. The other thing is you've got to turn them into points, and they need to score a touchdown right here. That'll shift the momentum of this game. It'll help out their inexperienced quarterback as part of their offensive unit.
Revis is back in the game for the Panthers. Play action fake, rolling to his right. The rolled waggle play to the tight end, Tom Santee, number 86. Eric Thatcher, and Tommy Campbell on the stop for the Pitt Panthers. This is bread and butter for the Virginia offense.
Yeah, you fake the toss, and part of that wing back, ace back, slides back underneath the defense, open to the flat. Pretty good job covering it by the Pitt Panthers. But Olsen knows what to do with the football. Get it to him quick, give him a chance to pick up some positive yardage.
Santee averaged 18.8 yards a catch last year on 19 receptions. Olsen, 4 of his last 6 passes have been completions. Again, the play action fake up top. Kevin Ogletree had it in his hands and then lost it. Revis on the coverage.
Yeah, Revis in the eyes of the receiver, broke on the football. They run a little play action pass, fake it right through the middle, and try to get it to Ogletree in the back of the end zone. Revis doesn't bite on the fake. It's in right good position to tip that football and make that catch difficult for Ogletree.
Virginia did a nice job of picking up the blitz on that last play. Will they bring extra heat again? This time they give the ball. Jason Snelling, the fullback, touchdown, Virginia. And now you know why head coaches absolutely hate turnovers. If they result in points for the other teams, you can see the disgust written on Dave Wanstead's face.
Well, and that's part of what plagued them a little bit last year, is beating yourselves. And this time it's Virginia taking advantage of the turnover. And there you have Snelling just powering his way. Straight dive play up the middle. Hey, our guys versus your guys. Let's see who wins in the battle inside. They pull the guard, and Snelling doesn't even follow the guard. Takes it right up inside for the touchdown.
Pittsburgh had a 17-3 lead, was moving along quite nicely, and then Tyler Palko picked off by Nate Lyles, and Virginia capitalizes with a score of their own to cut the lead to 7 with 30 seconds remaining here in the first half.
You know, the real question now is I want to see Tyler Palko come out with this offense. And there's Al Grove.
13 yards for Al Grove's team.
Yeah, and they convert that turnover into points. But interesting to see how the Pittsburgh offense comes back and responds to the negative play. And how's Palko going to lead some of these young guys? They're all looking to him. Hey, how's Tyler going to handle this? What's his demeanor in the huddle? How are we going to come back? Is he going to force the ball? Are we going to work the ball back down there? Or is he going to sit there and take control of this thing and tell those young guys, hey, follow me. I've got this thing under control.
We got the sense in talking to Tyler yesterday that was the kind of things that he was working on this year, was the mental aspect of his position.
Yeah, and he's a guy that, you know, he shows his emotions, and that's a good thing, because football is a passionate game, and you've got to have emotion to play it well. But the quarterback position, too, you got to understand a lot of people are watching you, especially the young, impressionable players, and going, they're going to follow your lead. And if you get frustrated, they'll be frustrated. You got to play with emotion, but remain under control at the same time. That's what leaders do.
Right there's his sight.
Yeah, there's Matt Cavanaugh. That's a great one to learn from.
The man who gets inside Tyler Palko's head, calms him down. Goal to kick off for Virginia. Destano and Lowell back deep for the Panthers, and they'll bring it out to the 20. Let's go back to the interception that set up the Virginia score, David.
And you'll see Palko out of the shotgun, take the snap. He knows he's going to Strong. Strong breaks inside instead of outside. And it's Nate Lyles right there to make the catch, and Palko laying a lick on him out of bounds. And that sets up the touchdown by Virginia.
Jason Snelling.
Snelling on the handoff.
You know,
taking
looking
it right
at that
up the
interception again, I'm not sure that maybe a receiver didn't break off his route or something.
Yeah, it looked like Palko was thinking he'd go outside, and he went inside.
Pittsburgh content to let the clock run out. They'll go into the locker room with a 17-10 lead over the Virginia Cavaliers in this season opener for both teams. Our score at the half, Pittsburgh 17, Virginia 10. Now let's go to Mike Hall and Tom Luginbill with Sports Center U. Guys?
You mean the lovely Tom Luginbill at Sports Center. You know, this is Cal's highest preseason ranking in more than half a century, but they're in the top 10 of the 9. But to twist a hit-on phrase, you know, the only 10 I see is the Vols. This is Eric Ainge rolling out to Chris Brown for the score. It's 7-0 Vols. Justin Forsett. Cal has a mighty running game, right? No 3-yard loss here. Back to Ainge on the offense. Start of the second half. Quick pass to Robert Meacham, who had a big game. Only 2 touchdowns all of last year for Meacham.
He's so physical, Mike. You know, he breaks tackles, he stiff arms, and then he makes big plays off of short gains.
Many touchdowns in this game as he had all last year. So, hey, quit. You can't do any worse now, son. Cal trying to get something going. Marshawn Lynch, no gain. Remember, Tennessee's rushing D was second in the nation last year, and they showed it here. How about Montario Hardesty getting the handoff, breaking loose, and still going. What about the tackling, Tommy?
Yeah, if you're going to be the 9th-ranked team in the country, you better tackle better than that, particularly on the road.
Phil Fulmer is 13-1 in season openers, and you can just about scratch that in as 14-1 because this thing is ugly. Tennessee with a 24-point lead, a little more than 6 minutes to go in this thing. And Tom, this thing looked like such a great matchup on paper. We talked on Thursday. This might be the best game of the entire week, but it was the exact opposite from the very beginning.
Well, it was, and obviously it has to do with Cal's quarterback problems. Anybody who watched this game for just 2 or 3 plays could see that it was an absolute mismatch from the first whistle. Offensively, defensively, in the kicking game, Nate Longshore for Cal just never looked comfortable. He almost looked scared at times, totally rattled by the atmosphere. And Mike, that defense of Tennessee, inexperienced in the front 6 or front 7, and the quarterback play of Eric Ainge was the difference. That was what was so impressive, was how Eric Ainge was able to regain his confidence. He looked like the Eric Ainge of his true freshman year when he was lighting up the scoreboard.
David Cutcliffe, what do you have?
That magic wand.
Now, the SEC needs to take note, especially teams like Florida, 27-7. And guess who just got in the game and made a difference, Tom?
Tim Tebow running the ball?
That would be the new guy, the youngster at quarterback. Chris Leak's looked pretty good, though.
He's looked very good as a passer. He's looked good doing the things that he is best at. That's timing and rhythm and getting rid of the football.
They're already in the 4th, and they have a 20-point lead over a Southern Miss team that's actually playing pretty strong against them. When we come back, how about the top team in the nation, Ohio State? They finished early. The second team in the nation, Notre Dame, is playing now, and they are tied. They are not winning. And what about everybody else in the top 5?
So I get football 24/7 with Dish Network.
24/7.
Come on, man, you gotta feel it.
I feel it.
No, you have got to feel it.
All right. You're getting games every night of the week.
Okay.
It's about half the price of digital cable.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, wait a minute. Let's get the lawnmower.
Get football 24/7 and games every night of the week. Just $24.99 a month for 10 months. Dish Network. Better TV for all.
There are no shortcuts. No easy way to the top. When your mind and body tell you you can't continue, your heart takes over. You feel pain and fatigue, but your eyes stay focused on the goal. You play for pride, respect, and the chance to compete in the BCS to win the Big East Championship. Every practice, every game, every day, you play to be the best.
Hey guys, are you sick of feeling fat and tired? Has your love life slowed down or even come to a screeching halt?
Introducing Nutrisystem for men.
I'm Dan Marino, and I lost 22 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Order today and get 4 full weeks of awesome food. Plus, you'll get an extra week of hearty meals free.
Hey, I'm at my playing weight now.
The secret to the system is the glycemic advantage, a science that separates good carbs from bad.
So now you can eat burgers, pasta, even pot roast. Get back in the game.
Since Nutrisystem, my sex life is excellent. I feel I'm back again. I feel like better than I did in high school.
About $10 a day gets you 4 full weeks of rib-sticking meals.
If you want to lose weight, pick up the phone and change your life.
I'm 40 years old. I'm in the best shape of my life.
You will lose weight.
Order our 4-week men's program and get an extra 7 breakfasts, lunches, dinners, and desserts. A full week of food and a $70 value absolutely free. So call now.
number one team in the nation is Ohio State. You're watching Pittsburgh and Virginia, however, at halftime. It's a close one, a 7-point game. However, the game that I was talking about would be the Buckeyes there, taking on Northern Illinois. Troy Smith to Ted Ginn Jr. Smith had 297 yards passing in this game. Later on the first, Smith to Ginn again. First multi-touchdown game ever for Ginn. And we just said he needs to step up for these guys.
He does. Everybody knows he's the most electrifying player in all of college football with the ball in his hands. But it's the route running, the specialty things. Being a pure receiver is where he had to step up. He certainly did today.
How about the next drive? Smith again, this time to Anthony Gonzalez. It's 21-0. Second quarter up 21. Chris Wells get the ball. What should we expect from him this
Well, you're going to expect a bell cow tailback. He'll split time with Antonio Pittman, but what a load between the tackles, as you see right here.
Ohio State, 491 total yards for them. How about the number 2 team? That would be Notre Dame. Having some trouble with Georgia Tech. Brady Quinn, everybody's Heisman. It's his to lose, and yet so far not very impressive.
Not a lot of rhythm so far with this Notre Dame offense. They're playing stingy D down there at Atlanta by Georgia Tech. Maybe Notre Dame's been reading their press clippings a little bit, Mike.
Potentially, 4 minutes to go in the first, nobody has a score. Lots of scoring for Texas. That's what we're used to seeing from the defending national champs. Colt McCoy, Vince Young, who? That's what he says to Lima Sweet, one of the most underrated receivers in the game. 60-yard score, Texas up 7-0. Second quarter, closing minute. It's already 21-zip. McCoy, he's got Selvin Young. You might as well use him, and that's clearly the wrong shot sheet. This is what happened. Texas rolling on offense. This time, we've got McCoy rushing in the end zone. He looked pretty good, Tommy.
He looked very good. They got him into rhythm. They used the playmakers around him, and they were able to run the football, which takes the pressure off the young QB.
Texas has the nation's longest win streak now with 21 straight games. McCoy, by the way, 12 of 19 with 3 touchdowns. And all 3 of the top 3 teams, the story is their quarterback situation. Brady Quinn with Notre Dame, Ohio State with, Troy Smith, and then here, Colt McCoy with Texas.
Well, certainly with Texas, you're probably talking about the biggest void that had to be filled in replacing Vince Young. I loved what the coaches and Mac Brown did with Colt McCoy today. They didn't put too much pressure on him to get plays down the field. Nice confidence throws that are underneath, offset it with some play action pass, and with the run game, the ideal recipe to get a young quarterback comfortable and all the playmakers around him and the defensive style of play for Texas today. It's the best way you can break any young quarterback. And they've got Jevon Sneed, some throws and some plays. Get him ready going into that Ohio State game. You never know. With 2 young quarterbacks, you better get them both ready.
Texas, the only team in the last 5 years to have 10 wins every season. How about Auburn, Washington State? This is Jason Hill. Auburn with a 6-point lead. No longer. Extra point is good. And Auburn in some trouble, which is a problem for 2 people on this set, because we got them going pretty far this year. How about West Virginia and Marshall? An in-state battle here. Patrick White in the first quarter with an 8-yard touchdown pass to Brandon Miles. West Virginia up 7-0. Second quarter, Marshall's down 21. Bernard Morris, 21 yards out to Matt Morris. Nice grab. Marshall's down 21-7. It's the second quarter. It's a 14-point game. Steve Slayton, 16 yards for the score, 203 yards rushing on the day. And Jarrett Brown takes it in from 7 yards to seal the win. Slayton with a dominant performance.
He certainly did. You know, this is the duo that Urban Meyer wishes he had at Florida. Pat White, who can run at quarterback, Steve Slayton, the dominant running back. That is why they are so good in that spread offense.
Again, there's the Auburn score, 9-7 in Florida and Southern Miss. A brutal Florida schedule this year. Every team they're playing that's supposed to be a cream puff, like Southern Miss, is a team that made a bowl game last year. Southern Miss, by the way, going for their 13th straight winning season. Much more to come here on SportsCenter U. We'll check in on a handful of other teams in the top 20. Upsets we found, but maybe not in the places you'd expect to find.
Honey, I think I found the problem.
Want an easy way to keep your engine clean? Use Conoco Phillips 66 and 76 Quality Pro Clean gasolines. They meet the tough top-tier standard developed by BMW, Honda, GM, and Toyota to help keep your engine running its best. Conoco Phillips 66 and 76. Life happens between empty and full.
Thursday, September 21st.
Whose panties are on the bulletin board?
The new season begins on a new night.
Do women have 2 sets of panties?
Mama. You have a choice to make. I know you're under pressure. Take all the time you need.
season premiere of Grey's Anatomy on its new night, Thursday, September 21st, only on ABC.
I wanted to build my future. At the University of Pittsburgh, I learned with the best students. Pitt students win top national and international scholarships. And Pitt's alumni, they receive the world's top prizes. Pitt's athletes are among the best ever. And Pitt's ranked in the top 20 national public universities. At school, people build their future. At Pitt, we're building our future together.
Folks, if you haven't seen it, make sure you go to ESPNU.com. Not even a week old. It is the source for everything you want when it comes to college sports. Well, Oklahoma's getting everything they could want from UAB. First quarter, no score. Sooners have a 1st and 10. Paul Thompson, remember, he's their new QB. To Joe John Finley for a score, 7-0 Sooners. Same score in the second. Corey White for the Blazers up the middle, 15 plays, 8 yards. That ties the game at 7. Just before halftime, Thompson, whoops, what happened? Picked off by Kevin Sanders, and it's tied at the half. Oklahoma in some trouble. How about Georgia taking on Western Kentucky? Watch this, Tommy. Mike Henderson fields this punt early in the first. Nobody's scored yet, and he's going to make a great return. And then something happens at the very end here, Tom.
You know what? I think he forgot something. But rumor has it was the ball.
Yeah, what? Whoops! Gets rid of that. That's not good. That's a touchback. No touchdown. Henderson's bumming. So how do you make up for it?
Do over.
How about the next time you touch the ball, you're Mike Henderson?
Clip.
You go all the way. Watch him hold it with 2 hands, Tom.
Yeah, I tell you what, he looked like he was running between the tackles at the end of this one.
67-yard return for a score. 7-zip Dogs. Still in the first, Joe Tereshinski, 18 yards to Mario Raley. Pretty good Tereshinski so far.
Yeah, you know, off and on today, but I thought he performed admirably.
48-12, your final there. Vatek and Northeastern. Sean Glennon, your new quarterback for the Hokies. In the first quarter, they're already up 7. Glennon going deep to Josh Morgan. How good can Glennon be?
Well, I'll tell you what, if he keeps making throws like this, he's going to be very strong. He's got to hold off all that Tyrod Taylor talk, young commitment for the 07 class.
14-10, they're still in the first. Virginia Tech special teams with a block punt. Kerry Wade gets the credit. Hokies take over. They're up 21. Glennon to Brandon Orr. Not a long pass here, but a nice run, capping a 97-yard drive. Hokies are up 28-0. That defense looking strong. Not against the best of opponents, granted, but still 38-0 is the final for another top 20 team. How about Clemson taking on FAU? James Davis, your returning ACC Freshman of the Year, with a 22-yard scamper, and Clemson is rolling. Will Proctor, the new quarterback replacing Charlie Whitehurst. Your thought?
Well, you know what? He didn't hurt their football team. I think that's the biggest thing he had to accomplish in his first game as a starter, as a senior. Don't have to make every play, just don't make any negative ones.
That was Rendrick Taylor with the catch, and Jacoby Ford drops the ball, picks it up, and giggity goo, he's gone. Stat of the day, Tommy, would be Clemson rushing for 197 yards and 2 scores. FAU rushing for 43 yards and no scores. Easy one for Clemson earlier here on the U. How about the Huskers taking on La Tech with Coach Callahan on board? Zach Taylor looking for Matt Harrion in the end zone, and Nebraska's up 7. Second quarter, Louisiana Tech's down. Watch Jonathan Holland. Look at the grab.
Suction cups.
Tech down only 4. Look at the replay again. Beautiful job. But Nebraska starts to pull away. It's 35-10. Brandon Jackson will push his way upfield to get a 25-yard score. Huskers lead 42-10. And then, still in the fourth, Joe Gans to Hunter Tiafatiller. If I would have said it right, it would have made sense. Nebraska 252 yards rushing, which is rare for a Bill Callahan team. This is Palco to Turner. You saw it earlier. A great play in a close game. We'll get you back out there for the second half in just a few minutes.
The University of Virginia opens its doors to you, regardless of income. Can't afford it? Now you can. Worried about debt? Not anymore. Don't feel welcome? Sure you will. Introducing Access UVA, an innovative financial aid program. If you've got the brains, but not the bucks, the door is open. Access UVA makes it happen.
Now, from Avacor Hair Regrowth, there's today's Avacor with Boost that gives you visibly thicker hair with the first application. With today's Avacor, you get twice the benefits.
Thinning hair results from toxic degeneration of the hair follicle. Avacor targets the hair follicle to reverse hair loss, improve blood flow, and stimulate new hair growth.
But don't just take our word for it.
I decided to fight back. I tried Avacor because they give a money-back guarantee. In just 3 months, my hair came back. I was amazed.
Well, I'm 72 years old, and I can tell you honestly, I have a fuller, healthier head of hair now than I did when I was 18 years old. Avacor really worked.
And remember, Avacor Boost will improve your hair's appearance the day you receive your order.
Call now and find out how you can get 3 months of Avacor free with your order. Call 800-347-1444. That's 800-347-1444. 800-347-1444.
ESPN Full Circle brings you Florida State Miami. Get the game from every angle. Touchdown! On ESPN, catch the great ACC rivalry that always seems to carry national title implications. While ESPN2 has close-ups of legendary Coach Bowden, the QBs, and more. And ESPNU and ESPN 360 have the Skycam, plus commentary from ESPN Radio's Colin Cowherd. ESPN Full Circle, Florida State Miami, presented by Dish Network, Monday at 8.
Tom Luganville and Mike Hall are back here. We'll be with Colin on Monday. Looking forward to that. You know, Michigan taking on Vanderbilt. It's the first time since '97 the Wolverines are not ranked in the preseason top 10. Kevin Grady couldn't care less. It's 10-0 Michigan when Brandon Minor is going to find some room to the left. He's the third running back out.
Yeah, I tell you what, they got back to Michigan football today. Their line is lighter in weight. Their backs are as well, and they pounded Vanderbilt throughout the afternoon.
Who's going to replace Jay Cutler? How about Chris Nixon? No. How about Earl Bennett? Because he's going to throw to Marlon White for the score. Vandy is down, but then Chad Henne to Tyler Eckers. So many weapons for Michigan.
Michigan is going to surprise, and it's tough to say that about Michigan, but there's such low expectations for them right now.
Vandy now 0-13 on games shown on ESPN or ESPN2. Wolverines 10-1 when Mike Hart rushes for triple digits. Montana and Iowa. Drew Tate to Albert Young. That's going to be a fun hookup the entire year. Takes it in for a score. Iowa's up early. Second quarter, Tate 9 yards to Dominic Douglas, 14-0. And then in the fourth, it's still kind of close. This game earlier on ESPNU. 24-7. Young's going to cut it right, come back. And Young had a pretty nice day. They're going to rely on him a lot on offense.
They are. I tell you what, he's a workhorse. You see the ability to break tackles. He's so difficult to bring down the open field.
Iowa outrushed Montana 174-10. They've won 6 straight season openers as well. Another Big Ten team would be Penn State taking on Akron, that MAC Big Ten battles. 17-3 Penn State on top. Akron's first second-half possession, Dennis Kennedy pushing it in. They missed the extra point, though, so it's 17-9. Penn State trying to answer. Anthony Morelli to Derek Williams. Love when you get to throw to Derek Williams. Anthony Morelli. This is Tony Hunt scoring, but what did you think about Morelli?
I thought he performed very, very well. You know, this is a quarterback that the offensive coordinator, Galen Hall, is used to having a passer first.
Penn State takes down Akron, and we said there were a couple upsets to tell you about. One of them was Rutgers taking down North Carolina on the road, but that wasn't the big upset and the big story today.
I'm not even so sure that was an upset, but the big upset is Montana State beating Colorado. Dan Hawkins, welcome to the Big 12. I mean 1AA. Oh, man, I don't know what that's not the way that Dan Hawkins and his staff and this Colorado Buffalo football team expected to start this season. Looks like they've got a long way to go.
And the funny thing is, too, it's the first time in the history of the program that they've played a 1AA team. Hey, don't schedule 1AA teams anymore. That's bad news for you.
Let me write that down.
Yeah, thank you. By the way, send that in the mail to him. Georgia Tech is on the board now, which means Notre Dame is being shut out 6-0 on the road. More on that with updates throughout the rest of the second half, but we'll get you back to Mike and David. It's 17-10 Pittsburgh, second half next.
Classic white wall. It's clean. It's contemporary. It says
we can't pick the right color.
That's what it says?
You can't hear that?
The Home Depot is the perfect place to find the perfect colors for your home. Now through Labor Day, get 25% off #1 rated Behr interior paint, plus stains, primers, and waterproofers.
At the Home Depot, you can do it, we can help.
It's fresh, it's soothing, it's like a tropical vacation.
There it is.
Go get it.
Pepper who? I'm the salt. Let's go. Let me take you through this thing. Look here. 85 on the left side, so everybody on the left really don't even matter. Who was 35? He jumping at. Hold up. Pause for the calls. Ooh, Madden, NFL 2007. Rated E for everyone. EA Sports. It's in the game.
There are no shortcuts, no easy way to the top. When your mind and body tell you you can't continue, your heart takes over. You feel pain and fatigue, but your eyes stay focused on the goal. You play for pride, respect, and the chance to compete in the BCS to win the Big East Championship. Every practice, every game, every day, you play to be the best.
ESPNU College Football Primetime. It is halftime here at Heinz Field. The Pitt Panthers leading the Virginia Cavaliers 17-10. Mike Adamle alongside David Diaz-Infante. And David, one thing you have to say about Virginia, give them credit for hanging in there, because the Pitt Panthers really have dominated this entire football game, and were it not for the one mistake by quarterback Tyler Palko, it'd be a much different ball game. Score anyway.
Yeah. Pittsburgh came out, dominated, scored on their first possession, really took control of the ball game, running the football, throwing it, very balanced attack. But the one mistake by Palko, a miscommunication with him and the receiver, resulted in good field position for Virginia, and they're able to capitalize on it with the touchdown. Now they find themselves only down 7 points at halftime.
Virginia won the opening toss, deferred to the second half. Pittsburgh started their opening drive, and that's when they started clicking right from the get-go.
Yeah, and it started off, like we said, with Pittsburgh's first possession. There's Palko going across the middle to Turner, who heads it upfield. They're able to take that drive all the way down, and then it's Stevens howling up the middle, breaking tackles like he did all game long. Came up a little bit short there, but then it's Palko on the play-action pass rollout. Could have run it in, but flips it to Strong, the big tight end, for a touchdown. And then it was play-action pass set up by Stevens Howling's running attack to O'Derrick Turner for the touchdown. And then Virginia had a chance to come back. They intercept Palko. And it's Lyles taking it down the sidelines. Palko makes sure he pays the price for running downfield, but Virginia is able to capitalize on the turnover, and it's Snelling in for the 2-yard run. Made the score 17-10 Pittsburgh.
And Pittsburgh will kick off here in the second half. Adam Gressel back deep. Michael Johnson and Cedric Pierman for the Cavaliers. At halftime, they brought back the 1976 national championship team that went 12-0. So far, the class here of 2006, Pittsburgh Panthers have given them a show. Pierman bobbling it momentarily and then getting nailed at the 20-yard line. We talked about Pitt's domination, especially in the passing department, David.
Yeah, look at that, 186 yards to 70 for Virginia. They controlled the line of scrimmage, and Palko did a great job of distributing the football. Just that one mistake really kind of left the door open for Virginia. Third downs, Pittsburgh 6 of 9, Virginia 2 of 7. Also dominated the time of possession.
So Virginia begins the second half on offense here. Christian Olsen, a respectable job in the first half. Needs to ramp it up just a little bit. Virginia elects to keep it on the ground, and H.B. Blades and Gus Mistakis there to stop him at the line of scrimmage. The word, incidentally, David, on Pittsburgh offensive back Stevens Howling, sprained left ankle. It's been heavily taped, and he may get back in this football game tonight.
I think that'll be a tough one for him to come back from. He cuts so much. He's got so much movement. We'll see how tender that ankle is. But that was Mistakis, and penetration by the defensive line that stops that first down attempt by Virginia.
A loss of 2 for the Cavaliers. Now they're trying to set up the screen play, and nothing doing there. Intended for Jason Snelling. H.B. Blades breaks it up. One of the team captains. Several preseason All-American lists.
Here's Olsen and Virginia trying to throw a screen. They had success in the first half with it. They try to come back to it. This time it's Mistakes and Blade sniffing it out. When you're a defensive lineman, offensive lineman lets you go. It doesn't feel natural. You got to think screen. And then linebackers got to rally to the running back or tight end who the screen is intended for.
Virginia at their own 17 on 3rd and 12. Olsen choosing the safe route, running the draw play there to Jason Snelling. Conservative offense on the part of Al Groh there. Charles Sallet makes the stop, number 54, a senior from Tampa, Florida.
Yeah, on that down, they talked about in 3rd and long situations, they're going to play a 3-man front and bring guys from different angles. That time they do exactly that. And it was Sallet able to penetrate, make that tackle along with Session.
So Gold will have to punt for Virginia, and back at his own 40 or 37-yard line, Darrell Rivas. He lets it bounce on the short kick. It stops and rolls dead at the 41-yard line. After a punt of 40 yards, no return.
And you find out right here, too, Pittsburgh comes out. First of all, Virginia deferred when they won the coin toss early, wanted the first possession of the second half, weren't able to do anything with that. Now Pittsburgh comes out, excellent field position. Palco needs to respond from that interception, take this team down the field.
Speaking of excellent, some excellent numbers there for Tyler Palco in the first half. 12 of 15, 186 yards. Shane Brooks gets the football. Again, if you've just joined us, Pittsburgh Panthers have dominated this football game, leading Virginia 17-10. Pittsburgh lost its starting running back, Larod Stevens-Howling, to an ankle injury. He's been replaced by Shane Brooks.
And it was Stevens-Howling that had 17 carries, 58 yards, along a 19 in that first half. So he was a big part of their offensive production in the first half of play here.
2nd down and 4. Palco checking off the line of scrimmage. Straight drop back. Looking to his right and running to his right, and he picks up the first down. You got to be creative back there if you're running this West Coast offense, and sometimes it requires quarterbacks don't like to do it all the time. But if you have to, you've got to run. You've got to have escapability. He shows you he's got it there.
Yeah, you don't want to force the ball into coverage. He doesn't like what he sees downfield. You see him hitch up in the pocket, tuck the ball, run, and get down to the ground after he picks up the first down. Smart heads-up football.
And another first down for the Pitt Panthers. This time they keep it on the ground, and there's a penalty on the play. Shane Brooks trying to bounce it outside, tackled by Jermaine Dias, who's been a stopper all night long for the Cavaliers.
Get those holding calls sometimes when you bounce that ball to the outside. It's a tight end or a tackle. Hands get up on the outside. You start grabbing those defensive players, and the officials are there to call it.
76 of the offense. 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. Repeat first down.
See Jeff Otok called for the holding. See him coming off, and that's Chris Long. He's grabbing. Chris Long does a great job fighting him off with his hands. And Otok gets called for the holding. He's got to get his head and body outside. You get your head and body inside. Only thing you can do is reach and grab.
Otok's first year on this Pittsburgh team, a junior college transfer with great potential. He'll learn. If he doesn't, he won't be there. Belong in Dave Wanstad's system, that's for sure. Darryl Strong, the tight end, catches one in the flat. No gain after the tackle by Virginia's Chris Gorham.
Gorham playing that cover two. He's got that flat area. He jams a wide receiver, reads the quarterback's eyes, and rallies up to make that tackle.
Second and long for the Panthers. On their first possession of the second half. Do you try to get it back all at once? or just a little bit at the time. They elect for the latter. Conrad Collins, the fullback, out of the backfield, tackled by John Copper.
And Virginia shows blitz. They show Sintim coming off the slot receiver. Palco sees it. Brooks, the running back, picks up the blitzer. Palco doesn't try to force the ball downfield. Hits his check down over the middle. Picks up a chunk of yardage. Makes third down more manageable.
3rd and 10. 2 wide receivers in the slot. Single back for the Panthers. Blitzing from the... Tony Franklin coming from his safety position, and Tyler never saw it coming. Byron Glaspie there as well.
Yeah, they're the shotgun. It's long distance, and here he comes off the corner. They bring more guys than Pittsburgh can block. They bring 2 guys off the perimeter. Glaspie and Franklin coming off the corner.
Manuel Byers back deep for Virginia. Adam Gressel to punt for Pittsburgh. High, tight spiral. It forces Byers to call for the fair catch. He gets run over by his own man, and Pitt able to down the ball at about the 1-yard line. Tommy Campbell, number 29. This turns into a 51-yard punt, no return. Watch it again. Byers calling for the fair catch, and then Franklin runs into him.
His own man runs into him. And who's there? Tommy Campbell hustling down on special teams.
So a huge possession change there. Let's see how Dave Wanstead's defense handles it.
Honey, I think I found the problem.
Want an easy way to keep your engine clean? Use Conoco Phillips 66 and 76 Quality Pro Clean gasolines. They meet the tough top-tier standard developed by BMW, Honda, GM, and Toyota to help keep your engine running its best. Conoco Phillips 66 and 76. Life happens between empty and full.
Intelligent key technology that knows you. Seats that hug you. A ride that spoils you. The next Nissan Maxima, part of the next generation of Nissan thinking.
Don't just fight your acne, cure it. Nature's Cure, the only 2-part acne treatment that fights acne from the inside and outside, with a version for males and females. Nature's Cure tablets work on the inside, stimulating your body's own defenses. Nature's Cure cream works on the outside. Benzoyl peroxide kills the bacteria that cause pimples.
It helps from the inside.
I'm very happy with the results because my face doesn't look like a pizza pie.
It's a lot of improvement for the money you spend.
2 steps, 2 formulas, and you can have clearer skin in 2 weeks with no side effects.
It works by attacking the 2 primary causes of acne, both internal causes and external bacteria growth.
You look younger, I've heard that, and that's the best thing to hear.
The treatment both clears breakouts and prevents them, so you can stop acne before it starts. Nature's Cure is available everywhere. Also look for our new body acne spray.
Available everywhere, including Target. For a store near you, call 1-800-788-8519 or order at buythecure.com.
You are watching ESPNU's College Football Primetime, presented by Citi. 3rd quarter, 8:58 remaining. The Pitt Panthers lead the Virginia Cavaliers 17-10, and the Cavs beginning this offensive possession inside their 1-yard line after that special teams mistake. Michael Johnson, the lone setback for the Cavaliers, and this ball is picked off by who else? Darrell Rivas. He gonna take it to the house. Rivas with the timely interception for the touchdown.
Christian Olsen out of his own end zone tries to hit his receiver on the go route. Darrelle Revis says, no way, I've got him man-to-man. And he takes it in for the touchdown.
You do not want to throw it in my direction. So Pittsburgh makes up from that earlier Nate Lyles interception with a pick that turns into a Pittsburgh touchdown, 24-10.
Intelligent key technology that knows you. Seats that hug you. A ride that spoils you. The next Nissan Maxima. Part of the next generation of Nissan thinking.
So, long weekend coming up. You doing anything?
Yeah. Heading over to Home Depot. We're going to paint the living room. You?
Me too. And we're going to buy a new refrigerator.
We're going to paint, buy a new fridge, and rebuild our deck.
And...
Oh, please.
Start your long weekend at the Home Depot. Right now, get no payments, no interest for 12 months store-wide when you use your Home Depot consumer credit card. Plus, get 10% off appliances.
The Home Depot. You can do it, we can help.
ESPN Full Circle brings you Florida State, Miami. Get the game from every angle. Touchdown! On ESPN, catch the great ACC rivalry that always seems to carry national title implications. While ESPN2 has close-ups of legendary Coach Bowden, the QBs, and more. And ESPNU and ESPN 360 have the Sky Cam, plus commentary from ESPN Radio's Colin Cowherd. ESPN Full Circle, Florida State, Miami. Presented by Dish Network. Monday at 8.
Number 25 for the Pitt Panthers, Darrelle Revis has given his team a 14-point, touchdown cushion here. But how is it set up? Emmanuel Byers getting run over by his own man, and then Pittsburgh downing the ball inside the 1-yard line, and then Christian Olsen just throwing it up for grabs.
Yeah, it's Darrelle Revis playing man-to-man. Had the receiver all the way, reading the eyes of the quarterback. Able to leap up, make that interception for a 19-yard touchdown. Boy, that changes momentum. It's bad enough you're backed up in your own end zone. Then you compound that by throwing an interception for a touchdown. Be interesting to see how Christian Olsen comes back in response to the challenges before him.
Gressel kicking off for Pittsburgh. Cedric Pearman bouncing it outside across the 20, got a little bit of room. As we join Mike Hall in the studio for a SportsCenter U in-game update. Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Here with Tom Luganville. Tell me if you've heard this story before. A Paul Thompson-led Oklahoma team takes on a team they're supposed to beat, and nothing good happened. This is Sam Hunt of UAB against Corey White, and he scores.
Eerily reminiscent of their TCU opener a year ago.
Exactly the same. It is 14-all. A top 10 team in trouble in the third, Mike.
All right, thanks, Mike and Tom, here at Heinz Field. The Pitt Panthers leading 24-10 after that Darrelle Revis interception for a touchdown. And now things starting to unravel again for Virginia offensively. Second time tonight, Zach Stair.
Number 76
guilty of the false start.
5-yard from the line of scrimmage. Repeat first down.
Defense of Pittsburgh starting to get disruptive the way Dave Wannstedt wants it to.
Yeah, and when you're a young, inexperienced offense, you're on the road in hostile territory. Boy, you cannot beat yourself. And turnovers are going to do that. Mistakes on special teams, you know, it starts to add up.
Olsen operating out of the shotgun now. Finds a little bit of breathing room. Fontel Mines, the receiver on that play, and the officials rule it incomplete.
Mines was trying to get away with one. Cradled the ball, kind of shielded it from the official. but another official came in from the other side and ruled it incomplete.
You know, we have to mention that this is a Virginia team that is in transition. They have gone to 4 consecutive bowl games, but they are missing some key players like #1 draft choice DeBrickashaw Ferguson, #1 pick of the Jets, and also their leading tailback Wally Lundy, and of course quarterback Marcus Higgins. Those are big losses to fill. But 2nd down and 15, and again, a stop in the enemy backfield. Clint Session, who's had a fine evening tonight for the Panthers.
He's had a monster game. He's all over the field, making plays, penetrating into the backfield, and here you're going to see Sessions, running back. See, that's a form tackle. Shoot the hits right through the running back. No one's going anywhere with that. Great example of form tackling there.
So now they're 3rd and long as you look at Sessions' number 6 total solo tackles, 2 of them for big losses. Olsen again out of the shotgun, looking down the middle. He's got his man, number 20, Kevin Ogletree, the sophomore from St. Albans, New York. And that's good for Virginia. 1st down and a timely one, I might add.
Yeah, Christian Olsen showing some resiliency right here, hanging in the pocket. Great protection by that offensive line. Finds Ogletree over the middle, wide open for the 1st down. Got to talk about what this offensive line has done to protect him right there. They need to do that. Help your quarterback out. Give him time. It's 3rd and long. You hate that as an offensive lineman, but certainly a challenge, and they responded.
Ogletree, an interesting story, raised by his grandma. Lives with his uncle right now. And Olsen's pass, intended for Andrew Pearman. Looked like Andrew didn't get his head quite turned around at the exact moment the ball arrived. Caught it in his face mask and got a little bit of, he got drilled into the ground as well.
Yeah, never got his head around. And that ball is thrown on time. The receiver wasn't ready for it, and Sam Bryant was there to make the hit if he would have caught it anyways.
2nd down and 10. And again, Olsen operating out of the shotgun. He's got time, and a nice fingertip grab by Fontel Mines, number 84, and another Virginia 1st down. He caught that ball in front of Sam Bryant. And that's Revis down again.
Hard to tell to see what happened. See Christian Olsen again, this offensive line fighting like heck, giving him time to complete that ball, and he throws it on a rope. And Revis comes in. It's hard to see what happened to him. But Olsen steps up, delivers the ball to Mines. And Revis is kind of gets hit as he's knocked around down by the tackle.
Looks like he was hit by his own teammate, Horatio Benedict Blades there. There he is.
Blades coming in, laying a lick, and one of his teammates turns out to be a casualty as well.
I'll tell you one thing, this kid is a tough young man. 3-year starter, 1st team All Big East.
25, Darrell Revis, big up on the play.
Help to his feet, but he'll return to the sidelines under his own power. And watch number 51, H.B. Blades, coming in to assist on the tackle, and then Darrell getting tangled up.
Looks like he hits Revis kind of in the back of the arm as he's coming in to make that hit.
Olsen on this drive, 2 of 6, or in the quarter, I should say, 2 of 6 for 34 yards with the 1 pick. Reggie Carter has replaced Revis in the game now. Santee, the tight end, the man in motion. And a nice catch by Fontel Mines, who had to turn back and reach back to catch that football. And Revis coming back into the game.
And it looks like Virginia is beginning to exploit the middle of the field of the Pitt Panthers defense. Christian Olsen starting to get a little rhythm. Offensive line starting to give him some time. He goes, hey, fellas, help me out. And he squeezes the ball right between Blades and Session for the completion to Mines, who makes a great adjustment to the football, turning backwards to make that catch.
So another first down for the Cavaliers. 6 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Mines, a senior from Richmond, Virginia, picking up a lot of that yardage in this drive for the Cavaliers. This time, the ball intended for the tight end, Santee, and he can't hang on to it. Broken up by Sam Bryant. You know, for a team that doesn't get a whole lot out of its running attack, Virginia that is tonight, you got to give Olsen some credit tonight.
Yeah, well, they haven't had much success running the ball against Pittsburgh's defensive front. That's one of the goals the Panthers had here this evening to start the season out. They've been penetrating and attacking on that defensive front. Virginia not to get anything going, so they've gone to the air.
2nd and 10, 8th play of this Virginia drive. Mike Johnson, the man in motion. This time they go underneath again. Tom Santee has been Olsen's favorite receiver tonight. The tight end, 6'5", 250, a junior out of Nashville, Tennessee, and he's tackled by H.B. Blades.
John Garrett, the offensive coordinator for the Cavaliers of the Garrett brothers fame. They know football in that family for sure. Empties the backfield, spreads it out, and saying, hey, we're going to go 3-step drop. And I think Christian Olsen can make the right read at the right time and move our football team down the field.
Single back now for Virginia on 3rd and 4. Santee, the man in motion. And Santee, the pass receiver in that one. And Santee tackled almost behind the line of scrimmage. Number 17, Clint Session.
Pittsburgh blitzes Sam Bryant off the corner, unblocked. Olsen does the right thing, makes the right read. But when you blitz, you got to have coverage behind it. This time it was Sessions showing that not only can I blitz, not only can I tackle, but I can play coverage as well. Excellent job in terms of responsibility in combining pressure with coverage.
So Chris Gold on to attempt a 42-yard field goal. And it is good. He has been terrific tonight. And the Virginia Cavaliers back on the board, but they trail 24-13.
Live Tuesday, September 12th, America, are you ready to do it? With Emmett Smith, Monique Coleman, Jerry Springer, Vivica A. Fox, Joey Lawrence, Sarah Evans, Mario Lopez, Harry Hamlin, Shayna Mokler, Tucker Carlson, and Willa Ford. Let's do it. Dancing with the Stars 2-hour premiere, Tuesday, September 12th, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
When the IRS levied my business and personal accounts, I didn't know where to turn. My CPA recommended American Tax Relief.
If you owe over $10,000 to the IRS or state, call American Tax Relief for a free consultation.
Look, the IRS is offering you a one-time opportunity to settle your debt. This is your 1 second chance. Use it well.
I thought I was going to lose my business, but American Tax Relief got me a second chance.
Call 1-800-TAX-HELP for your free consultation.
Working from home changed my life.
It all started when I was referred by this free service.
With all the money I made working from home, I bought a new home. This is the one website you have to visit.
Put your computer to work now.
All you need is a computer and a little belief in yourself.
I'm making $5,000 a month.
I make over $7,000 a month working part-time.
I love the lifestyle my home business offers, and the money's great too.
Log on to 30venture.com now.
(24-13), the Pitt Panthers lead the Virginia Cavaliers with 4:25 remaining here in the third quarter. Chris Gold with another field goal for the Cavaliers, his second of the evening, keeping Virginia in this game. Lowell Robertson and Marcel Pestano back deep for Pittsburgh. Pestano on the return. Gain of 14 yards. At halftime, a very special moment here as the 1976 National Championship team of Pittsburgh was introduced to the crowd here. 30th anniversary of their great 12-0 season in which they beat Georgia in the Sugar Bowl to capture it all. And the biggest hands obviously went to this man, Tony Dorsett, the 1976 Heisman Trophy winner, the great college and football Hall of Famer, and also Johnny Majors, the head coach back then.
Head coach of the Pitt Panthers.
Tyler Palko looking, has to roll out of the pocket and lets it go. He's got a man open. That's Derek Kinder. He's going to go take it to the house. He had his man completely turned around. Tony Franklin. Second long touchdown pass of the night. 72 yards earlier to Derek Turner. That one 78 yards to Derek Kinder.
That is playmaking at its best. Tyler Palko buys some time scrambling. He makes his throw on a dead run. Tells his receiver to break off the route and head downfield. And that's Marcus Hamilton, one of the best defensive backs in the country and certainly on Virginia's team. That Kinder outfights for the football, take it in for the touchdown.
Oh, by the way, we forgot to mention at the top of this telecast that this young man is one of the best quarterbacks in the country, Tyler Palko. He didn't have the season he wanted a year ago, but remember 2004, the 5-touchdown performance against Notre Dame?
Yeah, over 300 yards passing. He had 24 touchdowns that year and only 7 interceptions. Last year, kind of regressed. New system, little frustration, new players around him. And then here he is right here. Watch the feet, watch the scramble, the escapability. Then he takes off, throws the ball on the dead run, gives his receiver a chance to fight for the football. That's a 50-50 football. And Derek Kinder, the junior, outfights the defensive back, Marcus Hamilton, for the football. Say, I want it more than you. I'm going to take it, and then I'm going to score.
5th career touchdown for Kinder. You know, we were talking to Dave Wanstead yesterday, and I asked him, you know, who Tyler Palko most reminded of him. Here's a guy who coached the Chicago Bears, and he didn't miss a beat. He said Jim Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh.
He said in terms of his leadership ability, his physicality.
Competitor, loves to compete, and loves winning. He was very frustrated. And talking to HB Blades and Tyler Palko yesterday, they were very frustrated last year. Blades said it was the worst year of football he's ever had, and they were determined not to allow that happen again this year. And this, I think, as the leaders of this football team, they've gotten this team close together. Everyone's on the same page in terms of the new head coach, Dave Wanstead, his system. What he wants is good demand from the players, and they are towing the company line.
Well, they sure are. This man entrusted Dave Wanstead to returning this team to national prominence. And it certainly doesn't hurt to have the 1976 National Championship team here to watch this, what is looking more and more like a Pittsburgh victory. Obviously, 3:47 to go here in the 3rd quarter, and Virginia will try to mount a comeback. But the way Pittsburgh is playing tonight so far, it doesn't look likely. And we join Mike Hall and Tom Luganville in the studio for a SportsCenter U in-game update. Guys.
Oklahoma in trouble. They turn to their man Adrian Peterson, making the Blazers defense look like dogs. Tommy, where is AD in your list of Heisman candidates?
Well, right now with runs like this, he's certainly in the top 5. Now, this is dynamic. We haven't seen a lot of this from Adrian Peterson in the passing game. Boy, what an element it adds to their offense.
69-yard score. By the way, Georgia Tech up 7 and driving. We'll get you update on that in a bit, Mike.
Okay, thank you, Michael and Tom. Back here, Pittsburgh on top, 31-13. And Virginia without the kind of offense that has any really significant comeback possibilities.
Well, it's tough to do when you have any experience at the quarterback position, although I think Christian Olsen has handled himself pretty darn well here tonight under some tough circumstances. Offensive line's been picking up their game a little bit. They've had some success moving the ball, but it's been big plays that's been the nemesis of Virginia. Not enough on offense and too many big plays against their defense.
And you give up a 72-yarder and a 78-yarder. Hard to make up. Sessions blitzing. Olsen gets it off to Santee, the tight end. Tackled by H.B. Blades. Well, Al Groh, the Virginia head coach, knew what Dave Wannstedt was going to do. They were going to try to stuff the run first and then make life miserable and uncomfortable for quarterback Christian Olsen. And they have done that.
Yeah, what you want to do to an inexperienced quarterback, find out how he plays when the heat is on. They put some heat on him, made some mistakes, but he's played pretty darn well. Great example there, completing that ball to Santee.
Big third down here, 3rd and 3. Santee, the man in motion. Straight drop back. He's trying to set up the screen. Intended for Cedric Pierman, number 37. But again, the man who broke that up, number 17 in the middle of all that, linebacker Clint Session. Mike Adamle along with David Diaz-Infante here at Heinz Field, where the Pitt Panthers lead the Virginia Cavaliers. ESPNU College Football Prime Time. And the storyline tonight, at least one of them, passing yardages. Tyler Palko putting on a show tonight. 274 yards to Virginia's 126, and their young quarterback making his first collegiate start, Christian Olsen. It has been the difference. Chris Gould's punt fielded by Rivas at the 31-yard line, so apparently Darrell is okay.
And that is good news for the Pitt Panthers.
David, how old were you in 1976 when the Panthers won it all?
1976, when these guys were winning it all, I was 12 years old. I remember watching Tony Dorsett. I remember the cover of Sports Illustrated. Dorsett, Kavanaugh leaping in his arms. A great time, and I think these guys for Pittsburgh really feel a sense of a responsibility to return this program back to prominence.
You know, in every football program, there is a great timeline, and whether you competed in 1940 or 1960, 1980 or 2000, you belong to a program. You're part of a special team, even more so in college than it is in the pros.
Yeah, especially when it's marked by national championship, by success, and that carried on for a while. And Dave Wannstedt, he wants to be here. We talked to him. He loves it. He goes, I love to recruit because I believe in what we're doing here. I believe in the University of Pittsburgh. He grew up here and he played here.
And I believe he was a grad assistant on that national championship team. He graduated in he was the captain of the 1973 Fiesta Bowl team for the Pitt Panthers. And when we were talking to him yesterday, when we wait for the call, the official's call, he said, this is the only college coaching job in America I would have taken.
Yeah, yeah, and it came his way. And he wanted to do it to bring it back to the glory days. 1976, here's a Sugar Bowl. There's Matt Kavanaugh taking it in for the touchdown as they beat Georgia 27-3. And there's Tony Dorsett. How many times did he do this in college and in the pros?
Nobody turned it upfield faster and had, you talk about going north and south. Boy, he could do it better than anybody else. Johnny Majors undefeated the national championship, and it's resonating tonight here at Heinz Field. Draw play this time to Shane Brooks. And a big gain up the middle. And get the sense now that Pittsburgh's starting to wear Virginia out.
Yeah. There's the Dorsett banner. Number 33. That is the standard of excellence here at the University of Pittsburgh.
Talk about Pittsburgh's dominance tonight. They have more yardage on those two long touchdown passes than Virginia has total offense tonight. Brooks, the lone setback. He bounces it back. Actually, that's Kevin Collier, number 22, a true freshman from Rochester, New York, or is it Brooks? I beg your pardon, it is Brooks. Stopped by John Copper.
You know, interesting, too, as we spent some time with Dave Wannstedt, Palko, and Blades, the facilities they share with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Quite a unique situation. Not only here at the stadium, but the administrative office where they hold their meetings and everything else. Quite a setup.
Time winding down here in the third quarter. And that's it. Dave Wanstead probably talking to Tyler a little bit about, and Matt Cavanaugh's down there as well, about time management there. But that's the end of the third quarter. Pittsburgh in control, leading 31-13 behind the left arm of Tyler Palko.
A championship season. For the athlete and the student, the game plan's the same. Put in the hours. Study your opponent. Strategize. But above all else, act. Because victory lies not just in the preparation, but in the execution. The NCAA Championships on ESPN, celebrating 100 years of the student athlete.
Thursday, September 21st.
Whose panties are on the bulletin board?
The new season begins on a new night.
Do women have 2 sets of panties?
Mama. You have a choice to make. I know you're under pressure. Take all the time you need.
The season premiere of Grey's Anatomy on its new night, Thursday, September 21st, only on ABC.
Attention football fans, get the hottest gear from your favorite NFL team free. That's right, free. Go to sioffer.com right now and get this official NFL long sleeve shirt with a logo of your favorite team free with your paid subscription. Get Sports Illustrated for only $1.59 an issue, a savings of 60% off the cover price. Use your credit card and get this reversible NFL fleece vest, plus this NFL hat of your favorite team absolutely free. Follow your favorite team and the rest of the NFL through SI's award-winning writing and spectacular photos capturing the entire season and more. Get must-have preview issues for college football, basketball, NBA, MLB, and the NFL. And the red-hot swimsuit issue. Plus our brand-new fantasy football section and SI Players, our weekly glimpse into the players' lives off the field. Order SI and show off your team's colors with free NFL gear. This long-sleeve shirt, this reversible fleece vest, plus this team hat, all free.
Go to sioffer.com or call 1-800-346-4400.
ESPN Full Circle brings you Florida State, Miami. Get the game from every angle. Touchdown! On ESPN, catch the great ACC rivalry that always seems to carry national title implications. While ESPN2 has close-ups of legendary Coach Bowden, the QBs, and more. And ESPNU and ESPN 360 have the Skycam, plus commentary from ESPN Radio's Colin Cowherd. ESPN Full Circle, Florida State, Miami. Presented by Dish Network. Monday at 8.
One quarter of football remains to be played here at Heinz Field. Pittsburgh with a 31-13 lead, and one of the reasons why they're out in front of Virginia. They go for the long pass, Tyler Palko, as we go back. One of the reasons why they lead Virginia like this is because of Larod Stevens howling. You saw him there on the sideline, number 34. His right ankle has been heavily taped. He's got a sprain, and it's not likely that he'll be back tonight. But you can see what he's done tonight. Not electric numbers, but involved in a lot of plays, and he was tough to stop.
Yeah, running the football, some good, tough, hard-nosed running, a couple key catches, and I'm sure he's done for the night with the lead they've established over Virginia.
Palko's 4 of 5 here in the second half, make that 5 of 6. And now that one intended for Marcel Pestano. Tony Franklin on the stop. Pestano, sophomore from Lehigh Acres, Florida. But the Cavalier defense with 14:36 left in the game has stopped the Panthers. And they'll get another shot or two. Adam Gressel, second team All Big East a year ago, averaged 42.2 yards a carry. as we join Mike Hall in the studio for a SportsCenter U in-game update.
Mike, number 4 Auburn was in trouble against Washington State. Not anymore. Kenny Irons here for 58 yards. Same question, Tom Lugan, but where's Kenny Irons in the Heisman race?
I think he's in my top 3. You see him scampering like a scalded ferret here, making big plays against that Washington State defense.
I don't understand any of that. 26-7, Auburn is running away with this one, Mike.
Mike, good news. Neither do David and I. I don't understand. I've never seen a scalded ferret run before, but
yeah, it's the lovely Tom Luganville.
Endemic wherever he lives. Christian Olsen just working that tight end. Tom Santee has been the go-to guy all night long, and he's been tackled, it seems like, on almost every play, every reception by H.B. Blades.
And tight end's always been a prominent position here in Virginia. Think of Heath Miller. They throw the ball a lot to him. And when you have an inexperienced quarterback, a tight end can be his best friend. And it'll help his completion percentage, give him some high percentage throws, and he's found a comfortable target.
What Virginia has lacked tonight is that big play component, which obviously Pittsburgh hasn't. Give that time to Jason Snelling. He gets it out across the 25. Eric Thatcher on the stop. Sophomore from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah, Snelling went to make a little move, and Thatcher put his helmet on his lips. Stopped him in his tracks.
Speaking of Cincinnati, Pittsburgh wins this game. They have a short week to celebrate and prepare because they play next Friday night at Cincinnati. 3rd down and 4 for Christian Olsen and the Virginia offense here. Three-step drop. The tight end Santee again reaching out, lunging for that first yard marker. Guess who was there on the stop again? He has been all over the place.
Yeah, he has. He squats on the route outside, knows the route combination. The tight end's coming to the flat, comes up and makes a tackle. And he does a smart thing. He goes low on Santee at 6'5", 250 pounds, but he makes a tackle short of the first down.
And as soon as the play is over, he just drops back into punt return formation. Very valuable guy. And definitely a youngster that can play at the next level, that's for sure. Gold's punt bounces in front of Revis. He picks it up anyway and gains about 3 yards before he's stopped at the 35-yard line. Following us tonight, Florida A&M Rattlers will look to avenge last season's loss to the Delaware State Hornets as the two MEAC rivals meet in the 4th annual Ford Detroit Football Classic. College football primetime tonight at 10 Eastern on ESPNU. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Speaking of ESPNU.com, log on to your new online source for all things college sports. ESPNU.com, this brand new online service, will be a gateway to all college sports content on ESPN. Pittsburgh back on the tag now. And there is Shane Brooks, number 26. John Copper on the stop again for Virginia.
Shane Brooks trying to take advantage of his opportunity here. He's a guy that caught their eye. They weren't sure who the second string tailback was going to be. He caught their eye in their last spring game, and his ability to gain yards after contact.
Mark Jezovic also in the game, the fullback, the man in motion, number 32, as they give it to Brooks again. You know, Pittsburgh is well stocked at tailback behind Brooks and Stevens Howling. Kevin Collier, a true freshman, averaged 215 yards a game in high school, and also a kid named Doran Dickerson, another true freshman. He was the class AAA player of the year in Pennsylvania last season.
Yeah, 36 touchdowns. I mean, and you look at some of the kids that Wannstedt's been recruiting this last year. They say it's one of the top recruiting classes in the country, and he really thinks, he goes, watch us in a couple years. He goes, watch us next year as these young guys develop. We've got some athletes coming.
Brooks tackled in his own backfield as Pittsburgh playing it very safe right now. Ball control, trying to eat as much clock as they possibly can.
And, you know, one of the interesting things about talking with Dave Wanstadt yesterday is, one, he says, I love to recruit. I love telling people about the University of Pittsburgh. I played here. I grew up here. I love it here. And he goes, it's the only job I take in the nation in college football. And also, he's gone back to Boots. They went out and started recruiting Pennsylvania again. And then out in Florida, where he was the Miami Dolphins head coach, he's got a great name out there. So those are two great areas to establish your program in recruiting.
You know, despite all the steel mills shutting down here in western Pennsylvania, it still remains a fertile soil for high school football.
They take it seriously out here.
Well, that's for sure. Emmanuel Byers back deep for Virginia. Gressel launches another bomb. Emmanuel Byers calls for the fair catch, and Virginia will begin their next possession on their own 13-yard line.
So, long weekend coming up. You doing anything?
Yeah. Heading over to Home Depot. We're going to paint the living room. You?
Me too. And we're going to buy a new refrigerator.
We're going to paint, buy a new fridge, and rebuild our deck.
And...
Oh, please.
Start your long weekend at the Home Depot. Right now, get no payments, no interest for 12 months store-wide when you use your Home Depot consumer credit card. Plus, get 10% off appliances.
The Home Depot. You can do it, we can help.
Live Tuesday, September 12th, America, are you ready to do it? With Emmett Smith, Monique Coleman, Jerry Springer, Vivica A. Fox, Joey Lawrence, Sarah Evans, Mario Lopez, Harry Hamlin, Shayna Mokler, Tucker Carlson, and Willa Ford. Let's do it. Dancing with the Stars 2-hour premiere, Tuesday, September 12th, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
A championship season. For the athlete and the student, the game plan's the same. Put in the hours. Study your opponent. Strategize. But above all else, act. Because victory lies not just in the preparation, but in the execution. The NCAA Championships on ESPN, celebrating 100 years of the student athlete.
Thursday, September 21st.
Whose panties are on the bulletin board?
The new season begins on a new night.
Do women have 2 sets of panties?
Mama. You have a choice to make. I know you're under pressure. Take all the time you need.
The season premiere of Grey's Anatomy on its new night, Thursday, September 21st, only on ABC.
Like all the Sports Center, you update times 2. Let's check in on Notre Dame. They're down 10, but this is BQ with the QB keeper, Brady Quinn, capping an 80-yard drive. It's 10-7 Notre Dame at the half. Turning over to USC. This is C.J. Gable, the sunshine of USC's youngsters, popping in from the outside. It is 10-0 USC, so the big dogs are starting to come back, Mike.
All right, thanks, Mike. Here is 31-13 Pitt, a team that has won 8 of their last 9 openers and on the verge of winning, making that 9 of 10. Christian Olsen's pass incomplete, intended for Kevin Ogletree. Well, this is all part of the learning curve. Christian Olsen, even though he's a senior, making his first collegiate start, having backed up Marcus Hagans for the last 3 years at the University of Virginia. Numbers tonight, 17 of 33, 133 yards. He's had a lot of success hitting the tight end, but again, that big play has been missing tonight.
Yeah, and Pittsburgh's done a good job of pressuring him early, especially in the first half.
Olsen again operating on the shotgun. He's feeling that guy from behind, and oh man, H.B. Blades really leveled Kevin Ogletree. If you're going to come across the middle, my friend, on those short little routes, I'm going to hit you.
Yeah, and you'll see Olsen drop back, looks left, comes back right, and kind of leads Ogletree right in to Blades. H.B. Blades says, oh, let me introduce myself. And he puts a lick right into the whole upper body of Ogletree. 3rd
and 10 for Virginia. They are 3rd and 12 on 3rd down situations so far tonight. And how'd you like to look into that man's eyes? The give is to Snelling. He's going to bounce it outside. Tommy Campbell, number 29, with that long body and that long reach, 6'3", 210, able to drag him down, Snelling from behind.
And Tommy Campbell's a guy that Dave Wannstedt was kind of raving about. He goes, boy, I really like this kid. Was all right as a safety, but we moved him to weak side linebacker. Boy, his speed is such an asset, and he feels comfortable closer to the line of scrimmage. And you saw what speed can do out there, able to take that angle and make the tackle short of the first down.
I think it's a trend that first began at the University of Miami when Jimmy Johnson was down there. You take these athletic kids, and if there are safeties or quarterbacks, turn them into linebackers.
And linebackers become defensive linemen, and you bulk them up, and next thing you know, you got a whole team that can run.
Revis feeling the ball at his 40-yard line. Got a little bit of room, a little wiggle room now. He's got more room down the right sideline. A flag has been thrown on the play before he's finally brought down. Based on the reaction by Dave Wannstedt on the Pittsburgh sideline, this one will probably be coming back. Push in the back, and it will come back.
Dave Wannstedt still coaching his tail off. They may be up 28-13, but he wants his team to work on.
Illegal block in the back above the waist. Number 6 in the return team. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
He wants some work on execution, discipline. You don't need to make that block in the back. Find a way. Throw your arms up is what you're taught on special teams. You're in the area, and usually the officials won't make that call.
Tyler Palko still in the game for the Pitt Panthers here with a 31-13 lead on Virginia. Brooks still in the game at tailback.
And that's what Pittsburgh has to do right now, is grind this out on the ground, eat up some clock, get the running game going. Shane Brooks taking that one up the middle.
Very impressed with Tyler Palko tonight.
Yeah, and you knew how badly he wanted to play well tonight. After we talked to him yesterday, he goes, hey, I'm always going to wear my emotions on my sleeve. You know, I'll never not be emotional, but I understand that people are looking at me, see how I handle myself. And he's certainly come out and taken care of his business here tonight.
With the exception of that one pick he threw for an interception that was turned into a touchdown eventually by Virginia, he has been rock solid, if not spectacular.
Yeah, and I think that was just a communication breakdown. You know, you've got some newer players out there finding out who your guys are. Daryl Strong broke the route over the inside, and Tyler Palko threw it to the outside into the waiting arms of Nate Lyles. But I love the fact that after that, Tyler Palko runs downfield and lays a lick on Lyles out of bounds, making sure, hey, you're not going to score. May have gotten the pick, but that's it.
Third down and a short yards. Rolling to his left. Palko hitting Derek Kinder for the first down, or did he catch it? Incomplete.
That's the other thing Palko's shown, is his ability to throw the ball on the run. Here it is, just sprint left. They seal the corner. He's got a linebacker coming to him, puts the ball right where Kinder's got to make that catch.
You know, one of the things that Dave Wannstedt was also worried about tonight was, you know, the relative youth that he has on the offensive line, starting a couple of new guys. Tonight, Tyler Palko has not been sacked.
Yeah, and Jeff Otah, the left tackle, junior college transfer, had a pretty good game. Joe Villani, the center. Simonitis, guys doing a good job up front.
Byers back deep. The man who just punted that ball, Adam Gressel, has been a huge star tonight as far as the Panthers are concerned. On a night where there have been a lot of Pittsburgh stars for Dave Wannstedt. 31-13, 6:02 in the fourth.
All power with no shift shock. The next Nissan Maxima with CVT, part of the next generation of Nissan thinking.
Do you like brain teasers? I got a good one for you. It's called How Do You Stop number 85. Take your time. I know it's a tough one. Madden NFL 2007. Rated E for everyone. EA Sports. It's in the game.
With DirecTV's NFL Sunday Ticket Superfan, you're not just going to watch football this year. You're going to live it. You get over 110 games in crystal clear high definition. Nobody else comes close. Plus, 8 times the action with Game Mix. Up to 8 live games on a single screen. Plus, the Red Zone channel. The best plays from every game. As they happen. Plus, so much more. Take your Sundays to the next level with NFL Sunday Ticket Superfan. Call 1-800-GET-SPORTS today.
This Mexican Independence Day, Marco Antonio Barrera and Rocky Juarez are going to do it again.
Big left hook by Barrera. Juarez backs Barrera off with a big left hook.
Barrera won the first fight.
Barrera rips Juarez with an uppercut.
Now, Juarez seeks to settle the score.
Juarez with 2 huge right hands. Both men score heavily.
2 balls to call. Saturday, September 16th, live on DirecTV pay-per-view. Don't miss it. Live on DirecTV pay-per-view channel 123.
Pittsburgh leading Virginia 31-13 here in the fourth quarter. Mike Adamle along with David Diaz-Infante. Tonight's game summary, the relative inexperience of Christian Olsen, the Virginia quarterback, versus the experience of Pittsburgh quarterback Tyler Palko.
And Palko's come out and led this team the way he hoped he would. He felt good about it. He wanted to come out and show people that what he can do, and they're much improved.
And Virginia has brought a new quarterback into the game, number 13, Kevin McCabe. And if he sounds familiar to local fans here, high school football fans here in the Pittsburgh area, he went to Pine Richland High School in Wexford, Pennsylvania. He's 6'2", 217, a junior.
Interesting decision to take Christian Olsen out. Maybe they want to give McCabe a little experience and make sure they don't damage the confidence of Christian Olsen as well.
McCabe rather quickly hits his first wide receiver, Kevin Ogletree. Flag on the play.
You know, it's not just the inexperience of Christian Olsen, but their offense as a whole.
Personal foul. Face mask. Number 5 of the defense. 15 yards from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Automatic first down after the face mask penalty against Pittsburgh. And looking at Christian Olsen, he'll have better nights, that's for sure, and better afternoons for the Virginia Cavaliers, but you don't become a good quarterback overnight.
No, you don't. And things don't always go well all the time. You got to be able to bounce back. You got to be able to hold your composure when things don't go well. And I thought Christian Olsen did a pretty darn good job under the circumstances.
Al Groh will look to develop more offensive weapons for Christian to be able to go to in future games. Next week they play Saturday. They're at home against Wyoming, and then they take on Western Michigan of the Mid-American Conference before facing Georgia Tech Thursday night, September 21st.
Wyoming head coach Cowboy Joe Glenn turning things around out there in Wyoming.
And a reminder, coming up next here on ESPNU, the Ford Detroit Football Classic. It's Delaware State versus Florida A&M. Rattlers. McCabe stepping up in the pocket. Hitting Emmanuel Byers, number 19 for Virginia. Nice looking pass there.
McCabe showing a little pocket presence. Sliding, hitching up, sliding over to the right, up into the pocket with people all around him. And a great job of the receiver coming back to the football.
Interesting way he sets up for the drop back. He has that left leg sort of like
half cocked already.
Half cocked already, you know, and let's hope that's not a tendency. There it is again. You can see his left foot is cocked back. Well, we pretty much know they're going to throw because they have to throw. That one is picked off by Clint Sessions. Tom Santee tried to catch him. Talk about big plays for Pittsburgh, 72-78, and that interception returned by Clint Session, 79 yards. Well, you know what I said earlier? Revis was a player of the game. I think it could be a co-player of the game with this guy because we've mentioned his name all night long.
McCabe under pressure, tries to get the ball out. You can't make that throw off your back leg to the wide side of the field. With only a few people around have an arm that strong. Clint Session inside out on the receiver. Makes the interception, takes it all the way the other direction for a touchdown. Clint Session, monster game today.
Yeah, Connor Lee, in his first collegiate game, has been perfect on extra points tonight. This has got something to tell your grandkids. I did this in front of the 1976 National Championship team.
Before they arrive on campus this fall,
Ready, set.
they'll have to survive life in the summer house.
I threw up on national television.
ESPNU invites 6 of the country's best freshman football players to live under one roof.
Check that out. That's hot.
And spend a summer vacation they'll never forget.
Wow, what did I get myself into?
With the season coming to an end, don't miss another day in the summer house.
It's gonna be nuts.
Tuesdays at 7:30, exclusively on ESPNU.
Energizer E-squared lithium batteries let you take up to 630 photos in digital cameras versus up to just 90 with leading ordinary alkaline batteries. Energizer E-squared lithium keeps going.
No curb appeal. Hate the color. Oh, honey, this is it.
What you got there is an infestation.
A lot of life happens in your car. Conoco, Phillips 66 and 76 quality Pro Clean gasolines help clean your engine as you drive.
The pink wasn't so bad.
So you can focus on more important things. Conoco, Phillips 66 and 76. Life happens between empty and full.
What's up, John? Oh, sorry, Stan. I told Stuart I'd save that for him.
Excuse me, is anyone sitting here?
I'm sorry, I'm actually, no. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Kevin McCabe, well, he'll have better days, that's for sure. Just threw a interception that Clint Session turned into a Pittsburgh touchdown to give the Panthers a 38-13 lead. Number 17 has been everywhere tonight, ubiquitous, if you will.
Yeah, he's been all over the field, making tackles, blitzing, pressuring the quarterback, and now making an interception. 8 solo tackles, 1 interception for a touchdown. Revis had the other interception for a touchdown. Big plays on both sides of the ball for the Pittsburgh Panthers.
And that trio of linebackers, Tommy Campbell, H.B. Blades, and Session, might just be the best in the Big East. Michael Johnson takes it at his 2 across the 10, the 15, and bounces it outside for a little bit more before he's finally pushed out of bounds by number 24, Jameel Brady. Gain of 25 yards. Some of the key plays tonight for the Panthers, well, there's been an awful lot of them. Starting with number 34 and the fake to him, and then Tyler Palko hitting Darryl Strong on that little push pass. And then the long touchdown to Derek Turner, who's got big play capabilities. That was for 72. And then this pick by Darrell Revis for the touchdown. He's been all over the place, much like Clint Session. Palko going to his left this time. And then finding Kinder. Derek Kinder going the distance. And then this pick right here by McCabe And the linebacker, Clint Session, taking it 79 yards for the score. And a new quarterback in now for Virginia, Jameel Sewell, number 10, a freshman out of Richmond, Virginia. He just completed a pass for a first down.
They're going to take a look at everybody here tonight.
Well, why not? Give to Mikel Simpson, number 5, as Al Groh going to his bench now. 2:52 remaining in this game. 2:48, I should say. And spiraling downward.
Well, you're talking to Al Groh, and there he is. You know, asking him, who your leaders are and asking about his team. He goes, we're not quite sure. We don't know yet. We're waiting to find out who's going to step up, who our guys are going to be. He goes, we feel good about who they are. We've lost a lot of players, but someone's got to step up and be the guy.
Sewell under pressure and dragged down from behind by Scott McKillop, the backup middle linebacker, number 40. His brother Chris, number 41, a junior on this team, plays defensive end. And he's in the game as well. You know, not only do they lose people like DeBrickashaw Ferguson and Wally London and Marcus Hagan, they lost 3 of their assistant coaches who all became head coaches. Al Golden became the head coach at Temple. Ron Price became the head coach at Kansas State. Danny Rocco became the head coach at Liberty College. These were all, when you change a staff like that, that has an impact as well, does it not, Dave?
Oh, big time. Ron Prince, he was the offensive coordinator, offensive line coach, But anytime you get opportunities, and when you've had the success Al Groh has had, it's going to create opportunities for other people on your staff. The question is, who's going to fill the roles when they're gone? And so not only loss of personnel, but loss of coaches at the same time.
Virginia.
And once again, a reminder coming up next here on ESPNU to for Detroit Football Classic. It's Delaware State versus Florida A&M. That's coming up next. Time now to take a look at tonight's direct TV player of the game. His name, Tyler Palko. There are his numbers, the three touchdown passes. I was impressed by his escapability, his poise, the strength in his arm. He did a lot of things well, Dave.
Yeah, good decisions. Ability to move around the pocket, spread the ball around, take the ball deep when he had to. They were aggressive. It wasn't just dinking and dunking. He took what they gave him early, and then when he took those shots downfield, he was very accurate with the football on 2 of the long bomb touchdowns. One of 72 yards, one of 78 yards. And Palko's put together a nice football game, and this is the kind of start that the Pitt Panthers needed.
Well, the consensus among all, if you read all of the preseason periodicals, is that Pittsburgh probably will finish 4th in the Big East Conference this year. But based on what I've seen tonight, they might want to set their, that's not their goals, but some of these prognosticators might want to think twice about this Pitt Panther team. They might be better than advertised.
Yeah, and I think they've got to be happy with their performance so far here tonight. Not perfect, room for improvement, but certainly you get a sense that Palko is really taken to this new system of offense and understand it more, made the right reads, right decisions, was efficient and productive in what he did.
And certainly Dave Wannstedt won't let this team get complacent. Their Big 8 season begins Friday night at Cincinnati. Later down the road, the following week, they play Michigan State, and that will be a test for this Panther team.
We talked about Palko and who's going to be his next big play receiver. Well, I tell you one thing about this offense under Matt Cavanaugh, you're going to spread the ball around. And look at that distribution.
Wow, that is.
They got the ball to a lot of different players, and that means you're forcing the defense to defend a bunch of guys. You can't take away one weapon. And so you see to the wide receivers, to the tight ends, to the backs, and that typifies that so-called West Coast offense.
couldn't script it any better. Kevin Collier, the true freshman in the game now, along with Bill Stoll, in at quarterback for Palco, sophomore from Pittsburgh.
You know, one of the things, talking to Dave Wanstead as well, one of the things where, you know, he had to grow and change, and there's always transition coming to the NFL to college, not just recruiting. He goes, but also, you got to realize that these are young men, and they need rules, they need guidance, they need structure, and I think he's beginning to implement that here, and with a more disciplined team, and understanding where these kids are at in their lives, and they need the structure around them, and their team has responded.
Kevin Collier gets the carry there, tackled by Jeffrey Fitzgerald, and they're going to let this one wind down. For the 9th time in their last 10 season openers, the Pittsburgh Panthers win their season opener, and they do it tonight in front of the 1976 National Championship team. Dave Wanstead congratulating and shaking hands with Virginia head coach Al Grove. Our DirecTV player of the game, quarterback Tyler Palco, who threw for 3 touchdowns tonight, 2 of them of over 70 yards in distance. It's going to be a good team this year, David Diaz-Infante.
Yeah, I think they got to be happy with their start here. And then Al Grove's Virginia Cavaliers knew they were in transition.
Great way to start. The Pittsburgh Panthers defeating the Virginia Cavaliers. Once again, our final score from Heinz Field. The Pitt Panthers 38, the Virginia Cavaliers 13. Coming up next, the 4 Detroit Football Classic, Florida A&M and Delaware State. For more information, log on to your new home for the finest in college sports, ESPNU.com. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For David Diaz-Infante, I'm Mike Adamle. That's it from Heinz Field here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Hope you enjoyed it. Good night, everyone.
The Marching 100 from Florida A&M getting set to battle not only on the field but off it with the Hornets of Delaware State at Ford Field next. ESPNU's college football coming to you from Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan. It's the Ford Detroit Football Classic. Florida A&M and Delaware State as they open not only the regular season but the MEAC conference schedule as well. The preseason coaches poll has these two clubs tied for 3rd best behind Hampton and South Carolina State. And welcome inside Ford Field, Beth Mullins along with Eddie Robinson Jr. And Eddie, picked to finish tied for 3rd place in the conference by the coaches in the preseason. So already a chance today to separate themselves from the pack as they try and get on top of the league.
I think these teams are both evenly matched, and they're both trying to get into the upper echelon of the conference. Florida A&M with Reuben Carter, they won 35 conference championships in their title. Al Levon and Delaware State coming off a 7-4 record last year. They're a team who can also compete for the conference title.
Job number 1 for both these clubs, get the ball into the hands of an electrifying wide receiver. We'll start out with Shahir McBride at Delaware State.
I really like Shahir McBride. He was a guy who's all-conference wide receiver in 2005. 2nd in conference in receiving yards. His coach, Al Levon, compares him with the work ethic of a Jerry Rice, tall, rangy kid who can out-jump defenders. Also was a high school running back, so he excels in run after catch.
And then when we talk about Florida A&M, Roosevelt Kaiser is one of the top all-purpose men in all of Division I AA.
And Roosevelt Kaiser is Mr. Excitement for FAMU. He does a lot with the ball. He's not just a wide receiver. He was all-conference last year in 2005. He was also 1st in punt returns and 3rd in kickoff returns. Very dangerous with the ball. He's a person that Delaware State has to be aware of at all times.
And they could have very big days this twosome because both defenses have a lot of starters to replace from a year ago. Florida A&M and Delaware State coming up.
a Mid-Eastern athletic conference comprised of 11 outstanding academic institutions, was established on the principles of educating and preparing student athletes for the game of life. MEAC institutions have committed themselves to high academic standards, science and technology, scholarly research, and community service. Our members represent the foundation for producing many of tomorrow's future leaders. On the playing field or in the classroom, the MEAC is continuing its proud tradition of academic and athletic excellence.
Spending limit? Who cares?
Not us, cause them ain't no credit cards.
Sure ain't.
Them motorcycles was expensive and fast.
And loud.
Oh yeah, them bikes be like wah.
No, like.
They went like wah. Sound good cause they free. Shoot. Yeah, shoot.
Citi Identity Theft Solutions. Talk to a real person to help get your life back. Free when you get a Citi credit card or Citibank account.
It was a momentous event for the Rutgers team, their first advance to the Final Four, and a milestone for their veteran coach, C. Vivian Stringer.
Rutgers goes on to the Final Four. First coach to take 3 teams to 3 Final Fours.
Honey, I think I found the problem.
Want an easy way to keep your engine clean? Use Conoco Phillips 66 and 76 Quality Pro Clean gasolines. They meet the tough top-tier standard developed by BMW, Honda, GM, and Toyota to help keep your engine running its best. Conoco Phillips 66 and 76. Life happens between empty and full.
My call here with Tom Ludenbill for another Sports Center U in-game update. USC and Arkansas. Robert Johnson with a QB keeper eventually. Nice drive for him too, Tom.
Really monumental drive to keep Arkansas in this thing. Momentum is shifting 7 for 7 on the drive, Robert Johnson.
That's good because people were worried about him in that quarterback battle, but things are finally working for Arkansas. They're on the board, keeping it close against USC. Georgia Tech still up over Notre Dame. We'll have more of this coming up at halftime. Back to Beth and Eddie for now.
ESPNU College Football is brought to you by DirecTV. There's good TV, there's better TV, and then there's Direct TV. Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan, as we get set for the opening kickoff of the Ford Detroit Football Classic. Delaware State and Florida A&M opening up their season and opening up MEAC play as well. Delaware State breaking through last year. As you see, A&M has had the big advantage, including 10 in a row before the Hornets won in Tallahassee last year, 21-17. Delaware State winning the coin toss, and they have elected to kick off. They are in the red jerseys. Florida A&M in the white jerseys with the orange helmets. Beth Mowins along with Eddie Robinson Jr. here in Michigan. And Peter Gartner, the senior from Berlin, will handle the kickoff duties. Roosevelt Kaiser is the deep man and one of the most dangerous return men in college football. Gartner will give Kaiser an opportunity from inside his own 10-yard line. Looking for some blockers and is stopped shy of the 20. And that's where the Rattlers will take over. 1st and 10, 11 yards on the return from Roosevelt Kaiser. And leading the way, number 2, the quarterback, Albert Chester II, the 5'11" junior from Jacksonville, Florida. In his second season as the starter, started out slow last year, got thrown into the fire a bit, Eddie, and then came on strong and finished very well, winning the Walt Disney World Florida Classic MVP honors in their last regular season game against Bethune-Cookman down in Orlando. And the handoff goes to Joe Lawson, the new starter at tailback for FAMU. He will be running behind a big bunch up front. They average 6'5", 325. They'll have the size advantage, led by seniors Dan Parrish and Leonard Black over on that left side. And Joe Lawson making his debut at tailback. That last carry a second ago, the first of his collegiate career, and he will follow behind Michael Benson, a true freshman, getting the start today at the fullback spot. Nice cutback move by Lawson, gets out to the 25-yard line. Third down coming up. The defensive line, Stephon Hopkins is back home in Detroit. This is an undersized bunch, so we're expecting a lot of different looks, a lot of different fronts from Delaware State. The linebacking core will follow the lead of Russell Reeves, guy his teammates call the hitman. And then safety Jamel Trot loves playing against FAMU. He's got 4 interceptions in their 2 meetings. 1 returned for a touchdown 2 years ago, and another for an interception that set up the game winner last season. And the pass completed to Kaiser, but he is shy of the first down. Outstanding job by the defense to swarm all over Roosevelt.
And Kaiser is the guy that they're going to go to early. Here he just runs an option route, running away from leverage. Good throw and catch, a little short of the first down, and Pope